Take the wings in.
That looks amazing. Yeah.
They're very spicy.
I don't want them. I don't like spicy.
I know.
I know you're just a little girl and I have to wipe your face the whole time.
I got this shit all.
I have to treat you like a baby, but you know.
I'm gonna need some beer. Give me a minute, drink, hurry up. Why is this thing shutting off? What's going on? That's one crazy bug. Well, it's the truth. Oh, I don't care. It's funny. I know. Everybody's pissed because I didn't give you the money shot of the brisket squirting all over the squeen. Squeen? Oh, yeah, squeen. You know, it's a squeen, Jeffrey. It's a squeen. And one great thing about cooking the ham in the, Jesus, or green bean cast. So much easier just to reheat it in a pit. Well, because you don't want to meese?
Obviously, this is a great day. I mean, I'm practicing social distancing, but look at those guys. See, they're practicing social distancing too. Very good. That's a really good social distancer there. Howdy.
Hi.
See, so you can still go out right in the neighborhood and just walk around. You got yourself some wine. Chardonnay, that is, from Wine Till Sold Out. I mean, I can get used to this. I think you can too. Oh, wait, I'm exhausted. Better. You know, and if you don't want to hold the bottle, the great thing about my new invention is you can just let it go down and you just got the tube sticking out. It works, trust me. We're all gonna be doing this real soon, the way this is going. Don't be afraid right now. Just get yourself a nice hazmat suit. Enjoy the beautiful weather. I mean, look at it, it's gorgeous out today. People are working. Ugh. I gotta stop. Refill? So I'm sure a lot of you are thinking I'm taking this coronavirus way too serious. But god darn it, watch one of my old videos and I'll put it in a link above where somebody sneezed in my face. How terrible was that? Wow, his lawn looks incredible. I don't know if I'm talking too much in this mask and that's why it's fogging up, or if I'm running into a cloud of COVID-19. Either way, I'm protected. All right, I better get back to those chicken wings before they burn up. I think my timer's going off right now. If I don't win an Emmy Award for this content, it's rigged. I ain't kidding you.
You know when you're cooking at night, the weirdest things pop in your head. Stuff like, there's a skeeter on my, knock it off. There's a skeeter on my, knock it off. There's a one, there's a dozen. You can hear the buzzing. There's a skeeter on my Peter, knock it off. You can sing along if you want to.
We've all been there, standing alone by our pits while it's raining, just praying we can light a match so we can have a fire. Our main goal in life is to be that husband, that dad, that hero that can provide our circle of life one incredible cook that will satisfy even the worst hunger for Q. So get ready. Ricer is here to bring you peace and end your struggles of failure. He is here to help you amplify your backyard barbecue fun. Oh, can somebody please tell me who wrote this crap? Welcome to Dead Broke BBQ's Tavern Talk. Now here's your hosts, Ricer.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to BBQ Tavern Talk. How we all doing today? I mean, it was a pretty decent weather around here. 70 degrees. I mean, that's pretty nice. It ain't too shabby, that's for sure. So we had kind of a colder week, though. It was pretty nasty for a while, but hey, life, I guess, in the northern Midwest, central Wisconsin area. We got to get used to that part of it, that, hey, winter's coming, but, hopefully we get a decent fall. I would say that sometimes fall could be my favorite part of the year. I kind of like when the leaves start to change, but I want to see them fall off. Stay on there. Stay that nice pretty color of orange and yellow and reds and stuff like that, and then just stay there. Just lock it, and then turn green again. Screw the whole snow piles and all that. But hey, it's still part of life of where I live, and it is nice to get the 4 seasons, but 18 weeks of winter. It's no fun. So, hey, I want to throw a few shout outs here. We've got the winner from last week is none other than Jake Nuz. Congratulations, buddy. You always put in there and you never win, but hey, you finally pulled one through. So good job. You might as well just come over and pick up that comp rub. But yeah, congratulations, buddy. You deserved it. So, hey, I want to throw a couple little hellos and howdies out here. We've got, we got the chef from Texas Style Barbecue and Cuisine. How you doing, buddy? We got Andrew Anderson Smoke Show. We got William Myers. Hey there, he's a pretty actually cool guy. His son won the Grill Greats last week. So Mark Summers, how you doing, man? And we've got Russ from Smoky Ribs Barbecue. Justin, how you doing, man? Justin from Baby Back Maniac is in here to join in the show, so thank you, sir, for jumping in. I appreciate that. We got Johnny from View to a Grill, and we've got, of course, Charlie from Pickles Barbecue, KB BBQ. Let me see who else is up in here. Terry from Madwood Barbecue, Beer Barbecue and Baseball. Jesse, how you doing? Joe from Smokin' Joe's Pit Barbecue, how you doing? Brian from Mad Horse Barbecue, how you doing, buddy? I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't even watch the Packer game today. I mean, I know but we had so much stuff going on, I couldn't even sit down and do it today. So unfortunately, I didn't even see it. So if you want to tell me the score, hey, this is a great time for me to find out. I know I recorded it so I could watch it later, but whatever. Hey, we got Steve Ray from Owl's Nest Barbecue. How you doing, sir? And let's see, we'll scroll up. Julie Gilpin, how you doing, young lady? Appreciate you jumping in here, like always. Let's see, we got Sent 1000. And I know you told me your name, bud, but yeah, I just can't remember it. So, but anyways, thank you for joining me. Kevin from Comparison Cooking is in the house. Whoa, William Myers, thank you, sir. I appreciate that, buddy. Very nice of you. Thank you for the super chat. I love that. That goes to help me make better production, so I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Let's see, we got Brad Lucas for Barbecue. How you doing, Brad? Brad had a little oopsie this weekend. He might have got a little too carried away with one of his trimming up knives and might have lost part of his finger, but they taped it back together. He'll be all right. So, but anyways, Tom's Food Factory. How you doing, Tom? And I saw one other person. Well, anyways, I'm sure I'll get to you a little later, but I just wanted to say that again, Jake, congratulations on the big victory of winning that shaker of competition barbecue rub from Sucklebusters. Hey, Dog Father, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for joining me, man. I appreciate it. Now, our guest tonight, if you don't know Greg from Ballistic Barbecue, you don't watch YouTube. You don't watch YouTube, in my opinion. I actually, will talk about more of his stuff when I pull him in here, but I found Greg probably 4 years ago when I was interested in finding out about the pit barrel. That's how I found his channel, and he's a great guy, and he's got a lot of instructions. I mean, you can tell that he knows how to barbecue, and I enjoy just watching that part because he really lays it out on the line for you, and you should be able to follow them good instructions like that and come out with some really good barbecue for sure. So hello, Delana and Wally, but what am I waiting for? It's not, nobody wants to listen to me talk. Let's get the man himself in here right now. We'll call him up. There he comes. Well, hello, sir. How you doing? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you. How you doing this evening out in the big, beautiful state of California?
Doing good. Nice, kind of a toasty evening right now. Just kicking back.
We're kicking back and relaxing, trying to stay a little bit in the shade, I suppose, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, last time the fire's burning out east of me right now, so there's no sun out. It's all clouds.
It's all cloudy, yeah. Little extra smog and stuff, I guess, you know?
It's just the wildfires, and so we've been getting this weird filtered light for the last couple of weeks. It's pretty bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, I bet you've been taking a lot of nice pictures with that sunset and different things.
Yeah.
How is there a lot of ash and buildup from those fires? Do you see a lot of that? Like,
Yeah.
Do you? Got to dust all
Right
the time?
All of my pits right now have a layer of really fine ash. You know, like when you throw a newspaper onto a fire, like a campfire, and that's what it looks like. Those little
Okay. The little
so,
whitish type
yeah,
of little ash
like
thing. All right.
no.
Well, I really hope that stuff can get, contained, obviously, because there's a lot of acres that have been, put through heck right now, and hopefully that stuff will eventually kind of, let's pray for rain. Really, if you get some good rain there, that would really, really help those guys that are out there fighting all that. That's not an easy job for sure. So, so let's talk a little bit how you became a YouTuber. What made you say, all right, Greg, press record? What made you do that?
Yeah, I mean, it was a while back in 2009. I had a YouTube account just so I could leave comments on videos. And, I told the story before. Back then, there weren't really a whole lot of dedicated outdoor cooking channels. It was some guy just working on his Nissan pickup truck, and then on one video, then the next video, he's cooking a brisket or something. That's kind of how it was. The Barbecue Pit Boys had a channel, and I remember back then, I think they had like 25,000 subscribers, and I'd been watching a few barbecue videos here and there. And one day, I was having my brother-in-law and my sister over for dinner, and I was doing pork shoulder. I had a little New Brunsville's Black Diamond offset smoker, and I handed my wife this little piece of junk, little Panasonic handy cam, and I said, "Hey, videotape me while I do this." And I was seasoning, and then I guess it's his. I had no desire or plans of doing another video after that.
Sure.
But it's funny, that video post, and then I started getting some engagement, and I was like, I didn't know what to do. Do I respond? So I started responding, and then I remember what really motivated me was I got back then YouTube had a feature where you could personal message people, like a direct message. They got rid of that feature. I received a message from some guy in Japan who had watched my video, and he was asking me for advice on doing some ribs. And it blew my mind that some guy in Japan had A, seen my video, and then B, was asking me for advice. So that's when I think the bug bit me, and I started making a little, more videos.
Sure. Like if you start looking a lot back at that time period, there might have been, 150, 200, or 250,000 YouTubers maybe, that were really, really doing it hardcore.
Yeah.
And now there's millions of them, so you're kind of an OG, you're original, and you obviously have pushed yourself to the channel size that you are, but what have you learned in the past 11 years of barbecue? What have you kind of learned? What have you because you obviously had some skills before you started press and record, but where can you say that you kind of pushed yourself into that next level?
As far as the cooking's concerned, or videos?
Yeah, the cooking. Yeah, the cooking. Yeah, and the cooking, like, I mean, because like myself, there's a lot of things that I've been cooking for 25 years, but there has been some stuff lately, especially that I've tried to do things a little different and experiment a little bit. So where have you kind of been with your journey on that part of it?
Definitely, like you're saying, there's a lot of people. It's not as bad as it used to be, but the way it was, if you were cooking it, like say barbecue at a temperature higher than 225 Fahrenheit, you were doing it wrong.
Right.
If you did a brisket or a pork shoulder, fat cap down, you were doing it wrong. If you flipped a steak more than once, you're doing it wrong. And one of the things that doing this so often has taught me is that there's more than one way to skin a cat.
Right.
And also the competition guys have really made a change in what we do. I mean, they've proven that no, you don't have to cook at 225. You can get killer barbecue. I mean, hot and fast if you want. Or 275 used to be like, holy cow, 275, but now it's more the norm, as
Right.
far as, cooking, flipping steaks. There's really, it's like I always wonder, give me an answer why you can only flip a steak once, And I said, one thing I do when I go to a nice restaurant is like, say, a chop house, I want to sit where I can watch the cook. And those guys are flipping the heck out of the steaks,
Right.
And I know the reason why it kind of minimizes that, that graying, that overcooking you get. So I guess pushing the boundaries is what I've learned over the years. Don't be afraid to experiment, and don't obsess over, especially when you're running a pit, it's a live breathing beast. And, if you go up or down a few degrees, it's not going to kill the cook. Just don't worry about it. It's supposed to be fun. Have fun, crack
Right.
open beer and relax.
Right, exactly. Exactly. In the past, I'm not really, you're going to be able to nail this for sure, but like the past 3 years, I want to say, I seen you, kind of gradually get into, into the hamburger master, and you've I don't know where in like, is there 1 million hamburger joints around your area? Because all these recipes, and you tell all the names from different areas throughout the state and stuff like that, and then that it's, you're matching that type of recipe hamburger. What got you? Do you love hamburgers, or is it just like you've kind of got a knack that you can make goddamn good hamburgers?
I mean, I love hamburgers, but I don't eat them every day. That all started. It's funny. I remember, my earlier days, when you're thinking about your content, what you're going to shoot, and you tend to kind of want to go crazy and do wild things, wacky things, thinking it will catch people's attention. It doesn't. People want approachable, unintimidating things that they can do themselves. But I
Right.
never thought hamburger would do well. And I have a viewer, and she actually watches a lot of our channels. She's in Australia. Her name is Angie. And I did a burger one day, and it was like my first hamburger. And then she made a request. She goes, "Hey, would you recreate the Big Mac?"
I
And
remember that video. Yeah.
I didn't think that was going to do well at all, and it did pretty good.
Mhm.
And then I started having fun doing these recreations, and I get requests from all over the world. In fact, I had a restaurant in Amsterdam send me a request. They said, "Would you recreate this hamburger from our menu?" And the chef sent me the sauce recipe and everything, so I did theirs. I got in a little hot water over one recreation. It was the umami burger. So I used to go full on gorilla, like commando, when I would do my recon on these burgers. And there wasn't any umami burgers locations here in San Diego, but there was one up in LA, a couple in LA. They're founded in LA. So whenever I was up in the area, I'd go by Umami Burger and try to see exactly what they were doing. And I got it down pretty well. And I read some articles on the chef and everything, the creator of the business, and I nailed this burger. And gosh, it wasn't a month or two later, I get an email from a law firm in Chicago, you know,
Ooh.
a cease and desist wanting me to pull down the video and all this. They had a record of suing people for using the word umami.
Okay.
I
Okay.
had lost a lawsuit on that. But after that happened to me, what I do now is if I get a request from a viewer to, hey, could you recreate this burger from Michigan or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
I'll make an attempt to send that restaurant an email and make sure they're cool with it. And 9 out of 10 times they are. In fact,
Sure.
and I'm spacing out on the name, it's a very famous place in Wisconsin that makes a butter burger. It's a diner.
Culver's.
No, not Culver's.
Oh.
Copious amounts of butter.
Oh, geez. No, then I don't know then I don't know.
You live in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, it's not a chain probably, so it must not be near me. Is it a Milwaukee? Tom's Drive-In?
I think it might be Tom's.
Tom's Drive-In is out of Green Bay in the Valley area, so it could be them. Yeah, they got good burgers.
And it's crazy. Well, this place that I'm talking about, I'll let you know who it is later, I guess. But they ridiculous amount of butter on there. But I saw them on, I think, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
Yep.
And I thought I need to do this, and I called the restaurant. Next thing you know, I'm talking to the owner. Totally cool with me doing the video. Gave me a little help on their technique. Kind of gave me some hints on this, like, kind of stewed onion stuff they put on there. But anyway, so now what I do is I try to contact them, the business, before I do a copycat.
Justin's saying it's Soli's Grill. Is that correct?
Yes. So yes, thank you, Justin. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I've just never eaten there, so it's not real close by me. So, but it might be Tom Soli that owns it.
It's Sully's Grill.
Soli's Grill. All right.
And that guy was
I'll look it up.
cool. I said, we chatted on the phone for about 30 minutes.
It's like because like hamburgers are we have a small little town in Wisconsin called Seymour, and they take the is it true or not? But they say that the American hamburger was invented in Seymour, Wisconsin. So that's what they claim of fame, and I'm sure a lot of people say the same thing, But yeah, I mean, so they have a big hamburger fest and all that, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, So do you see yourself directing into even more hamburgers? I mean, you're going to do more of that type of stuff, or?
Well, yeah. I mean, people like to see my burgers, and it's funny because I could do a cook that I'm so proud of, like whether it's, I don't know, a low and slow barbecue or a gigantic tomahawk steak, and inevitably down in the comments, I'm going to get a request. Hey, would you do a blah, blah, blah burger? So people want to see those burgers.
Right.
So I've actually created a second channel.
Ah, oh, cool,
that is
cool.
Yeah, I'm going to continue uploading burger videos on Ballistic Barbecue. I'm not going to stop doing that.
Right.
But on this second channel, it's going to be one burger video a week.
Okay.
And it's not live yet. I plan on going live with it this coming Sunday.
Oh, nice. All right. Well, that's exciting. So now you get to juggle 2 channels, so that'll make you a little busier, know.
I'm my own worst enemy, I guess.
But but it makes sense though. I mean, that does make sense to have your one channel with all those burgers. You're niching down a little bit. You have a lot of videos already made. So yeah, I mean, I think that's a pretty cool idea.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
So next, what's the name of it so we can all kind of look for it next Sunday?
Called Ballistic Burgers.
Perfect.
Go figure.
Yeah, well, right. But hey, you might as well, you might as well keep in the same thing, have your same brand, So this is always kind of tough to ask different people, but what's your favorite cooker? I mean, what is your favorite cooker? Because I know you got a lot of them, but if there was one that you go to for just you and your wife, or just you, you're having a small little group over, what's the one that you always grab?
Really, just one. I can just pick one. Uh,
Yeah.
I have that Argentine grill now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That I love. I mean, I cannot tell you how much I love cooking on that thing.
Right.
Uh, I mean, it's like such an immersive experience cooking on that grill. Um, right now, that's my favorite. If it came down to like a pit, like a smoker, than the Lone Star grills, offset vertical.
Sure.
But
Sure.
that Argentine grill though, man, it's fun. It is
Fun.
so fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. The fire is right there. It's fun, and you can actually do anything on them. I've seen so many different types of cooks, it's a pretty neat little thing, and you can have a lot of big live fire if you really want to do it,
Yeah. Right now, I'm not using it just because of all the. I mean, I have fire helicopters flying over my house all the time now, heading east, and I just don't think it'd be too cool to have this big fire in my backyard while they're flying over.
Yeah, right. Like, look at this guy. Well, let's drop 500 gallons on him real quick. Teach him a lesson. Yeah. So you just mentioned the Lone Star Grill. I mean, that is a beautiful rig. And I remember do you still have your gator pit? Didn't you have a gator pit back in the day?
I do still have my gator pit.
Yeah. Okay. That's a pretty nice cooker too. I mean, I'm a big Lone Star groupie, like a lot of people. I love looking at the videos with those cookers, but Gator Pit has always been a pretty darn good cooker itself. And it's funny though that there's not a tremendous amount of YouTubers out there running a Gator Pit. You were like one of the only ones, I think, for a long time. So what made you pick that Gator Pit?
I was just shopping for pits, and the price was where I was willing to pay for. It's the party gator, but there's some add-ons, and it was reasonably priced. I mean, it wasn't cheap, but
right.
And I don't think Lone Star grills they even existed back then. I don't know, but
you could be right there, to be honest with you. Yeah. You could be right. Yeah.
So I talked to the owner. His name's Rich, and spec'd it out and waited a long time for that thing. And I like it. I like the Lone Star way better.
Right.
Yeah, but it served me well. The Gator Pit did.
You never went out there and met Rich then, huh? Went over to Florida? No?
No. Talked to him on the phone a bunch of times, but I never met him.
Yeah, he just seems like he's got a lot of adrenaline. He seems like a pretty amped up dude. I like watching his stuff though, so he's pretty funny,
Yeah, on the phone he's like a BB in a tin can, man. He's all but
So when we get into like the whole barbecue part of it and Ballistic barbecue, what has been like one video in a cook that's been your favorite? What is your favorite? I mean, because like, do you have a favorite video, or can you narrow it down that tight, or is it like a protein that you could say that's been your favorite, or I mean, I know this is a tough question, but
it's a really hard, tough question.
Yeah.
I mean, I was one of the first to start doing the whole shoulder clods on video.
Sure.
And I go old school on those cooks, like 24-hour cooks, going like 2 1/4.
Sure.
So I've got a few of those that I'm proud of, just because it's an endurance test,
Right.
And they've always turned out really good. So I'm proud of all those shoulder clod videos. I'm like the shoulder clod guy. I don't think a whole lot of people are searching for shoulder clod videos.
No, not a lot, but if people are looking at it, they're going to find you right away,
Actually,
and that
old school cut, subprimal cut that a lot of the barbecue joints in Texas used to serve it up before brisket kind of pushed it out. And there's a place here where I live that its roots are in Texas, and they started out here in 1948 doing it the way that they were doing it in Texas, and they just continued doing it. That's where I learned. I kind of made friends with the pit master there, and he was showing me all the the pits and everything.
Sure.
I also um, as far as videos are concerned, my I was pretty proud of the meat glue video I did. It's a Frankensteak video.
Heck yeah! I mean, I think everybody's seen that one. I mean, you kind of turned that because all of a sudden there was a bunch of other people doing about the meat glue. You know, that was so interesting to me that people actually used that stuff. You know, and I liked how you explained it. You know, and that was a good thing. It's like, yeah, I don't know. You know, it's like pretty cool. You know,
Anything with that video is, it went up at 6 in the morning on a Monday, and I show up at work, and I was talking to this guy I work with, and he was like, "So what'd you do this weekend?" And I told him about the video. I go, "Hey, it's live right now." So it was like 6:30 by the time I pulled it up on YouTube,
yeah.
and it already had like 80,000 views
Oh my gosh.
in 30 minutes. And it scared me. I thought, oh my God, something's wrong here. I thought someone was
Right.
missing the channel. But then I started reading the comments, and I was getting emails like crazy from like news agencies and wanting to do a story on it. So I guess the key to a successful video is to get real controversial, which
Yeah.
I did in that video.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was the one and only crazy video like that ever went off like that for me. But I was proud of that, proud of
Oh,
it.
heck yeah. Heck yeah. I mean, I can't even imagine. I mean, I get excited when I get like 800 views in like, an hour and a half or something like that. So 80,000. Oh my gosh. I would have been thinking the internet's broke because why is everything getting directed to me? Something's
One
broke
other
here.
thing happened to me like that, where a really huge channel, they weren't a barbecue channel, they were like these kind of, I guess, vlog channel or something. They had millions of subscribers, and on one of their videos the guy was watching one of my videos, and I started getting these really weird comments. It didn't make any sense, and the views were going up. So I called my wife, I was working, and I said, hey, and I told her how to disable the video, because I thought people were like click bombing the video. So anyway, then I came home and figured out, oh no, this gigantic channel, they were watching my video on one of their videos, and their fans looked me up. So I guess I kind of screwed myself out of a bunch of views on that.
Yeah, right. You could have really gone crazy on that one. Well, and that's like, we all, I like that you say that even like a professional YouTuber like yourself at 300K plus, that even you went through these learning curve parts of YouTube and did certain things and all that. I mean, I think we've all been there, no matter what level you are, you're like, oh, maybe I should do it. And you're like, you have a gut feeling that you shouldn't, but you do it, and then you live and learn, so.
And it's constantly learning with this YouTube thing, especially with the algorithm. YouTube is constantly changing the way they do things, so we have to be able to adjust to that. You can't be the same channel that you started as throughout your YouTube career.
And that's, I think they keep people on their toes.
Yeah.
Really, because they change things, and you're right, because I think they do, and sometimes that change, I think, helps like different creators that might be smaller. Then all of a sudden they might get a boost or something. So, I mean, hopefully that's always kind of a fair deal. But it's partially luck when you're a little teeny little twerp newbie, floating in a toilet bowl, and to get that nice video that gets you some recognition. Or you're like yourself, who has a humongous playlist through 11 years. I mean, as you grow, I mean, people are going to find anything. You're going to be in that keyword search, let's say, somewhere on a couple pages there, they're going to find Greg, so, what is your, around the house, you're home and you're like, I'm making a video. I just want to cook. What's something that's typically that you're gonna do? What type of barbecue, or is it going to be more grilling, or what? What's kind of for the past 10 years is your go-to thing?
If I'm going to barbecue, and I do a lot, my whole family and we really love beef ribs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love beef ribs. My wife loves beef ribs. So I do a lot of beef ribs. Honestly, I like, if I can get a nice, and I go to a couple butcher shops, and sometimes they'll cut the rack off of a prime rib roast for me,
Mm-hmm.
and leave a lot of, because I love beef back ribs. That's my favorite.
Right.
But big beef short ribs, I love that. Um, I do a lot of grilling. I mean, we love steaks, eat a lot of seafood, you know.
Right. Right. Little
But
surf and turf from time to time, I suppose,
yeah,
you know.
do a lot of seafood, you know, and like shrimp and crab and things like that.
It's funny that you say beef ribs because that's our favorite around this house, and I got a couple videos coming out with the beef ribs, but I can't get the big chuck plate, you know, ribs very easy. I mean, I can't get the big dino bones of unless I don't know. Because everybody, it seems like all the butchers now these days, they get them all kind of pre-cut. You know, they're not in their cryovac. Even if they're a butcher, they still have all this cryovac stuff, and it's coming in for, you know, short ribs in a that, or two picanhas and different things like that. But I've never actually had a chance to make big chuck ribs or anything like that. So I've seen you've done them before. I've seen a video where you had some big, massive dino bones. Do you have that availability to you close by? Do you have somebody that you can kind of lean on to get some of that, or are you doing the Snake River and all those guys?
No, San Diego, where I live,
Mm-hmm.
it's beef centric out here. I mean, we were part of the cattle trail back in the day.
Sure.
When I was growing up out here where I lived, there were cattle ranches still around where I live, not anymore. But there's a lot of beef eaters out here, and my local butcher shops, they all have the big plate ribs.
Right.
And even a lot of the regular stores will carry them.
So, you know, you kind of have that rep with the tomahawks too. I've seen you cook a lot of tomahawks.
Yeah, they're just sexy looking, man. Come on.
They are. They're really cool looking. Do you have a butcher shop that you're going to, or are you picking them up like I would have to around my area? I'd have to go to Sam's Club and get, you know, big old tomahawks. Or do you have a certain thing that you're working with, or, you know, because like a lot of people, like there's certain people that have, like, you know, cattle growers or whatever you want to call it, close to them, that they kind of prefer to get their meat from that certain farm. Do you have that luxury, or are you more into, well, I'm going shopping, you know?
There's a little like I said, we've got a couple really good butcher shops out here. I mean, and they're doing whole animal butchery, you know,
Okay.
and they're growing dry aging and everything too. I mean, they're legit. And then very close to where I live is a little, like, a gourmet shop, a really nice little market where you can get specialty kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a killer beef counter, a butcher counter, and they're cutting meat back there. They have most of the tomahawks I do are from that store, and it is just a really neat store. And out front, you know, there's this guy in a cowboy hat with a Santa Maria grill cooking all day out there.
It's cool.
So,
Cool.
yeah, so that's where I usually buy my Tommies at.
All right. Well, see, and that's kind of like you live in a heavier populated area, so it's a little bit more accessible for you. You know, I live in a small area. Close big butcher shops are going to be 45 minutes to an hour away from us. You know, sure, we have some butcher shops at our grocery store, but to get into that more select, you know, not, let's say, in the case type of stuff around a grocery store, I have to go a ways away to find that type of stuff. So just wondering on that, because, you know, I mean, there's a lot of cost into that whole making a video and all that. And, you know, food is loved by everybody. But, you know, it's funny that I've told other people this about how in our area, they call it tri-tip, but they actually take a picanha and cut the fat cap off. So I can't even really hardly find tri-tip unless I get a special, you know, well, they had the fair cows or something like that, you know, and then, you know, and that type of stuff. So when you do the hamburger channel, you're going to do this and you're going to post up one a month. Are you going to move some of your other hamburger videos in there also? Or are you just going to leave them, you know, copy and have your same content on the other one for the hamburgers, or are you going to recreate all those older videos?
I'm not going to recreate them. So what I've already done is I've dropped in a few of my personal favorite burger videos from Ballistic Barbecue, just to get something in the library for
Mm-hmm.
maybe someone who finds a channel and they don't know who I am from this channel,
Sure.
from my barbecue. Um, and then once a week, I'll be posting a new original video for that channel.
Sure. Sure.
I already have 3 videos that I've shot exclusively for that channel that are ready to go. So when
Good.
before I go completely live, I'm going to probably make all of my original or my earlier videos go live just so they're there, and then
Sure.
on my launching day, I'll launch one of those 3 videos, and then the next week launch another one, and then by then I can start producing, burger videos. The nice thing about a burger as a creator
Mm-hmm.
is, you know, putting aside the whole grinding of my own meat and all that stuff, compared to doing a brisket, or a shoulder clod, it's I can grind out these burger videos fairly quickly.
Sure. Right.
So I'm
Right.
knock on wood that it's not going to be too difficult to kind of keep the pace.
Yeah, right. Do you have a plan to run just one a week in there for a while, and then, or do you see even in the future that you maybe do 2 or 3 videos a week?
I don't think I have the
Time.
desire to do that many. I mean, I still have a life outside of YouTube. Um, right off the bat, I'll definitely be doing one a week,
Mm-hmm.
and for both channels. And then, depending on how things are going, I mean, I need to paint my house. I got a lot of work I need to get done. If my personal life starts to mellow out a little bit as far as all the honeydews, then I may try to start doing an extra video a week.
Sure.
But we'll see. I'm not going to make any promises on that right now.
You just grow it slowly, too. It's not like you don't already have an established channel, but I just know that if I had a channel, whether I was, a big channel, then I had this other one, I'd be like, oh, I have to build this one and get it just as big. That would probably be my internal struggle that I would be dealing with, to try to match both of them, so,
Yeah.
but you'll get out of the gate pretty quick, because you do have a big fan base, your Facebook group and everything else. So that'll be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see how that works out for you.
I'm going to try to be patient with it. I've been talking to Justin, Baby Back Maniac, a lot. He and I talk a lot on the phone about this.
Sure.
And he's been kind of reminding me, just be patient. And then the other day, I'm friends with Guga. I was talking to him, and he was telling me the same thing. Greg, just make sure you're patient. When I launched Guga Food, it didn't go off right off the bat. So
right.
those words of wisdom, because I'm not the patient person in the world.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of us aren't, you know what I mean? And you really want to build things and get things done, and you see the end, where you want to be, and that just takes time, unfortunately. And the way the YouTube algorithm works, well, you're going to just have to keep on posting,
Yeah.
Keep on posting. So this popped into my head. What were you doing on 9/11?
Working. I remember like it was. So I was a cop. I retired. Yeah, retired May of 2019, and so we have this thing. Everything's codes in police work, and it's a 1017, which basically means your shift is ending and everybody on your squad meets at a location, and the supervisor's there going over reports, reading reports, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And I was working graveyards. So
sure.
That was 9 in the evening until 7 in the morning was my shift. And my supervisor called for 1017, and it was at this cafeteria at a hospital,
mm-hmm.
Where an emergency ward was. So I pull up there and I walk in, and he's sitting at a table, and the TV was up there, and I could see one of the trade towers, smoke coming out of it.
Sure.
And I asked, what happened? He goes, I don't know, a plane crashed into one of the trade towers. And So we're sitting there watching, and all of a sudden that second plane slammed into it, and I just now got chills. I got chills, and I looked at his name is Fred. I go, we're at war, you know,
Yeah.
and I remember because 9/11 is also my anniversary, my wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
So I on my way home, I called my wife, and I said, yeah, happy anniversary, but don't turn the TV on right now,
Yeah,
And
wait for a little bit. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
kind of crazy now. Our anniversary is now it's forever changed. People think of 9/11. It's now a day of mourning for the whole country, but I'll never forget.
Yeah, it's. I think everybody has that was alive, or at least alert enough to know what was going on at that time. Everybody can say what they were doing. I was working too. I had a little printing company, and I was working on a letter that I had to get done that day. And I remember like, what really is going on? And I hurried up and got it done so I could go home. But oh well. I mean, it's everybody has that like shock and that that memory of seeing everything happen there. I don't think I walked away from the television set for like 3 days, to be honest with you. It was pretty
crazy.
Yeah. And well, I got a couple questions, and if we got some more, guys, go ahead and throw them in there again. I'll make sure that I read them. But I have one from Charlie from Pickles Barbecue. What is your go-to burger? What is your go-to burger?
Go-to burger, just if I'm going to make a burger for
Yep.
myself.
If you're going to make a burger, it's your go-to, and you want to get her done.
Bacon, cheese, nice aged cheddar, caramelized onions, like sweet caramelized onions, and then I'll usually whip up a basic sauce with like mayo, little mustard, some kind of a Thousand Island type of dressing, like like an old school kind of diner sauce.
Right.
And then I like pickles. Some people hate them, but I love them.
Yeah, I like pickles. Yeah, I do too.
It balances everything out.
Yeah, I mean, I think a pickle goes great on a burger. I know some people don't like them either, but I do. I'm a bacon cheeseburger type of guy, and I got to have a couple pickles on there. That's it. Yep. We've got another one from Jake Nuz. He's asking, all right, you're going to have to explain this now. What is a shoulder clod?
It's basically that whole muscle group. It's not just the shoulder; it's the whole muscle group. And it contains, like, if you usually what a butcher will do is they'll take the whole clod and they'll break it down. Like that's where the flat iron steak lives, the blade steaks. What you'll see in the stores here in the United States called London broils are in the clod. But that's what it is. It's just that whole primal muscle, that's not been broken down. It's not been fabricated.
Sure. Well, in as far as like I mean, it's like a huge drumstick. It's like one way to look at it.
Yeah, exactly.
Jake. It's the whole thing. So, what? Let's see. I had another one in here. This is from Johnny from View to a Grill. He's asking, what grill is going to be his go-to burger grill?
Well, I mean, I'm going to be using the Blackstone a lot for a lot of the burgers, because a lot of the best burgers in the United States are cooked on a flat top. But I'll also be rocking the kettle with my Ballistic griddle on there.
Sure.
Then I plan on doing a lot of open fire cooking on the Argentine grill. I have a couple of burger ideas I'm going to do on that. But I'm guessing I'm going to lean very heavily on the Blackstone for a lot of the burgers.
Sure.
I love burgers too,
Yeah. I enjoy doing that stuff. I have never done a video on it. I need to do like, 2 or something, you know what I mean? For my little puny channel someday, a couple little smash burgers, but, Yeah, I get what you're saying though. The production, because I did some burgers on my Oklahoma Joe's Rider, and man, that was a quick video. I'm like, okay, when do I start setting timers here? You know what I mean? So I can see that part of it. Here's another one from Jake Nuz. He's saying, what is your favorite rub spice on a burger?
I mean, when I do a burger, especially if I'm grinding my own meat, I like to taste the meat. So I'll usually go salt and pepper, and that's it.
Sure.
Occasionally I'll, throw in maybe a little garlic powder, a little onion powder, but I'm a purist when it comes to burgers. I want to taste that beef,
Yeah.
and then I think everything else around it should kind of accentuate that beefy flavor. So
Right.
that's my philosophy.
What do you? This is my question to you. What do you think of those brisket burgers?
Brisket's a great meat for grinding. A lot of times I'll take ribeye and brisket and grind it together. In fact, I want to say that Shake Shack, they're using brisket and ribeye in their
Right.
blend.
Wow.
Think about it. Brisket's a tough meat,
Mm-hmm.
but you're grinding it. And there's also you have access to a lot of fat in brisket.
Right.
So it's a beautiful meat. I mean, those really used muscles that you wouldn't want to eat like a steak, they have a lot of beefy flavor. So when they're ground and then you add fat to it, you end up with a beautiful burger.
Sure. Yeah. Because like I've had the brisket burgers, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I really couldn't taste a lot different, But I've never ground up, any of my own brisket for that. I've ground up regular.
It's a life changer grinding your own meat. Have you ever had a ground ribeye burger?
Yes, I've had that, and
That's my favorite. I get crushed in the comments sometimes, but it's like, guys, try this. And you can buy, I don't buy like a USDA prime ribeye for a hamburger.
Right.
But it tastes good.
Yeah. I mean, like, because like our Walmart around here, they've got the Angus, and then they've got this white label, I call it.
Yeah, it's the black styrofoam and the white styrofoam.
Exactly. Yeah. So the white styrofoams, I would have no problem grabbing some of them and grinding them up.
When I'm grinding up a ribeye, I'm not shopping for something that I would eat as a steak. If it's thin, whatever. I'm looking more at the balance of fat in there. I want to see a lot of fat, a lot of marbling.
Right. Exactly. And then I have another one here. We saw it. No, I skipped past it, of course. Oh Jesus, I must have lost it. But so this was a good question. I gotta find it here. Just one second, buddy.
Here all day.
Yeah, when you I can't find that, but I want to ask you this too, though. So when you're using the Santa Maria grill and you're going to do these burgers, are you going to do a mix of charcoal and wood, or are you going to just do wood and get up some nice ambers in there and go from there?
I'll probably mix it up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm going to do an Argentine burger. I'm going to incorporate a bunch of Argentine flavors in it. I already know what I'm going to do.
Sure.
And for that video, I'll probably let the bracero do its thing, and I'll cultivate all the embers from the logs,
Right.
A lot of times when I'm cooking for my family on that thing, if it's just a steak or whatever, I'll just dump some lump in there, and I still get that nice smoky flavor.
Heck yeah.
You smell it smells up the whole neighborhood, but in a good way. Because you get that, that beef fat dripping down and going up into the smoke. But I feed my neighbors, so they're cool with that.
Well, I was going to ask you, because you have a little more time. My neighbors are always like, they're like, oh, Jeff, I walk past your house and I'm just dying and I'm crazy hungry now because you're making a video and all that, or I'm just cooking. Do you have a lot of that? Do you have your neighbors like, hey, Greg, can you throw a couple extra on for us? Or are you close with your neighbors, for the most part?
well, we're a small family here too. We're three of us, my
Sure.
wife, my son, and myself.
Right.
So I don't need a 17-pound brisket for us.
Right.
So if I do a big cook, I'll take what we're going to eat, and then I'll give the rest away. On my first Argentine grill video where I cooked up those big cowboy steaks, I gave 2 of them to my neighbors.
Right.
So keeps them happy because everybody has to put up with the smoke.
Exactly, and that especially when you're doing like a brisket or like you say you like beef ribs, that aroma can travel blocks.
Oh,
I mean,
yes, yes.
And it's because like my neighbor, I'll hear him every once in a while. Hey, are you filming? It's like, yeah,
Shut up.
yeah, be quiet, please. So, I want to tell you that I think your pit barrel cooking videos was very inspiring to me, and it actually helped me purchase a pit barrel. I really liked that. I don't have it anymore because I'm very limited in real estate in my garage how many things I have. But I did a bunch of videos. But I want to tell you that you did I said, yeah, Greg likes this cooker. He talks very highly of it, and I bought one. So, and I will agree with everything you said about that cooker. I really, really, really enjoyed using that cooker, and I can get it anytime I want because I sold it to one of my good friends. So, but do you use that cooker a lot still on the or
Yeah, I
not
haven't done
anymore?
a video in a while. I mean, I've been distracted with all these other toys. I still am a very big fan of the pit barrel cooker,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a lot of people, approach me and ask, hey, I want to buy a cooker. What should I buy? And the first thing I always ask is, well, may I ask your budget? How much are you willing to spend?
Right.
Because there's those really cheap, flimsy offsets you'll see at the big box stores that
Yeah.
you're throwing money away. You're not getting a
Right.
deal.
Right.
And I'd rather spend around that much money for a pit barrel. You're going to get great food every time.
Mm-hmm.
And for such a small footprint, how much food that thing puts out, I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love the pit barrel cooker, and I haven't used it in a while just because I've got that big old it's an Argentine grill down there that has become a very much of a distraction in my life.
But you also have one huge library on the pit barrel too. It's not like it's not like I never did any baby back ribs on it yet. It's like that's
I've done a lot of tricks on that.
yeah, right. But
Pretty much every type of protein you can think of.
right. And it's like that's why I was really eager to sell it to my really good friend Jason, because he had little master built electric smoker, and I told him, I said, this is gonna be a little different for you, but as long as you're checking some temps on there, you really probably won't screw up anything. Just pay attention, because you're just gonna put the lid on there and let it roll. And he's had a lot of fun doing that. And I think that is one really cool thing about that cooker, is that it kind of is a set it and forget it. Now, if you like, there's some guys I see on YouTube that have put like thermometers in there and they're reading like, oh my God, I'm at 325 degrees. What am I going to do? Well, that's
Yep. That's the
geez.
first thing. If anybody knows anything about barbecue,
Yeah,
I tell them the last thing you want to do is know what this thing's burning at.
exactly.
I have an idea. I still don't know. I don't even tell me if you know. I have an idea where it's at, but it's pretty much a hot, fast cooker.
Yeah.
But yeah, but and it's funny because it just works.
Yeah,
You see
it
these
does.
videos, guys, they do all these mods to it. It's like it doesn't build a UDS if you want a chimney and a thermometer on it.
Right.
It's I feel very comfortable recommending that cooker to somebody who has no experience,
Right.
because I know they're going to have success with it. And it's funny, I gave one to a buddy of mine for his retirement gift, and now he's calling me every other day asking advice, and it's like, bro, I have a YouTube channel. Instead
Just
of calling
watch.
me every 5 minutes, just watch my video.
Right. I talk all about it the whole time. Every single thing that you want to make, just watch it.
Oh, it's a great cooker though. And Noah and Amber, they're great people, the owners of the company.
Sure. Yep. Yeah, and it's like I always if somebody has nothing, they had a gas grill. Okay, they run a gasser and now they want to try to do something. My first one is always I tell people, get a Weber kettle. You can do
Yeah.
anything. But the nice thing about the pit barrel is you can actually get a little bit more food in the pit barrel than you can a Weber kettle. Not if you're going to cook on the rack. If you're going to hang it, is what I mean, though. And when you can hang easily 2 briskets in there without a problem.
Yeah.
And
8 racks of ribs.
yeah, 8 rack, no problem. So that's kind of the thing that I always liked about that cooker was ribs, and everybody says the same thing. It's a rib machine, and it is, and it's a lot of fun to cook. But I've got a little rough with the membranes a few times and had a few fall off.
Yeah.
Even if I double hooked them, they're still laying in the bottom. Of the charcoal basket. You're like, but you can tell typically because you're going to see a lot of white smoke coming out of it.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, something's happened here. Better you go check it.
That happened to me. I'll tell you something that is hilarious that happened to me, and I probably shouldn't even be mentioning this, but I will. But anybody that has ever made a cooking video will get this.
Right.
So I did a prime rib video. Prime rib rocks on this thing.
Oh
But
yeah.
I'm pulling it out because you're using hooks on both sides of the prime rib roast, and it's like the backs of the ribs are pointing up towards the lid.
Yep.
And then you have to grab the rebar and pull it out and lift it out by both rebar. And I remember I pulled it out. It was the closing scene. I'm done with the cook, and I'm standing there holding this thing, looking at the camera, and typical me, I completely screwed up what I wanted to say, and I jammed up my words. So I wanted to retake it. So now I'm lowering this prime rib roast back into the pit. Well, in the meantime, all the charcoal down there got charged up.
Oh yeah.
Oxygen. I mean, it's ready to grill now.
Right.
And so I tilt it forward to get the rebar into the first set of holes, and there was juice pooled up on the backs of the ribs that poured down onto the charcoal, and it was like a firebomb came out of the pit. It was hilarious. I wish I would have kept that, the footage. I wouldn't have used it on the video.
No, but just keep it for like a blooper thing or
Yeah.
something yeah.
Always wear a hat, man. But I still have my eyebrows. Didn't have a stash back then. I know you're jealous of this one.
Yeah, that's a thick stash there, brother. That is a thick stash. And like I say, you grow it out a little bit longer, you could start twirling it at the end, man. You could Raleigh fingers look alike there a little bit.
San Diego Padres.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. There's nothing better than the flavor saver. It's like a good one. Like you can grow that nice and thick. My mustache doesn't get as thick as yours, but right through my chin does. Obviously,
Nice honorable goatee there.
Yeah, well, it's Amish. I call it's my Amish. That's what I call her. So so we got a question from Charlie again from Pickles Barbecue. What has he done specifically for video? For instance, attempting something he wouldn't otherwise. So something that you've done on a video. Well, I mean, probably meat glue would be one of them, but something that you made for a video, but you just really would never do it.
I mean, I've ground up tongue for a hamburger. Does that count?
I think so. I think that's so.
Yeah. I normally would have done that. I did a burger video where I used ground tongue as the meat patty, and then I smoked beef cheeks, and I called it the tongue-in-cheek burger. Then I cooked there's a chicken called a silky chicken, which the skin on the silky chicken is jet black.
Okay.
And meat is like a really dark, kind of a weird blue color, and then the bones are like kind of a blue color. Cooked one of those. That's back when I was thinking crazy things are going to get me views, and of course it didn't. It was a flop, but yeah, those things.
that type of stuff. And you're 100% right, because you think, oh, I'm going to try this in blah blah blah, and hopefully, and then it plummets. It's like doesn't go anywhere,
Yeah.
And I have a couple of videos of that, and the sad fact is like some of the ones that I did like that are some of my favorite videos, and it's like, oh darn it, why don't people like this? This is a fun one, for me. So
So my son and Justin's son both wanted me to do what's called a Durr Burger, and it's off the game Fortnite.
mm-hmm.
And so I was like, Durr Burger, so I was looking at the Fortnite stuff, and I was looking at Durr Burgers, and it's this burger with eyes and his tongue sticking out, and I thought I can do that, so I did, and I was honestly. It was a ridiculous burger, but I was so proud of how it turned out.
Yeah.
I mean, I made eyes out of little cocktail onions, and I like kind of bored holes out with straws and put olive in there for the pupil, like a little piece of black olive, and it
Right.
turned out awesome. And oh, that video just did terrible, and every comment was a horrible comment. I mean, you thought I was killing a harp seal on video.
Right.
And it's funny. I was so proud of that video, just the way it turned out from a crafty point of view, I guess. And it flopped. It was just a miserable disaster.
You just don't know. You just don't know. And it's like if the right gaming YouTuber Fortnite people found that, it might just blow up. You know what I mean?
Well,
it might
the
just.
funny thing is not 2 days later, the Mythical Morning guys did that burger on their channel.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
It blew up. Is what it is.
Yeah, it is. So we got a question here from Easy Bake Barbecue Jason. He's wondering, will you use grill grates to make burgers?
Yes. I like grill grates, and especially on my Yoder with, I have the two-piece diffuser, so I'll pull off the little trapdoor over the firebox, over the little fire pot, put the grill grates over there, and it makes a beautiful burger. I love grill grates.
Yeah.
Good product.
Yeah, it is. Very good. Yep. That's how I typically make burgers, to be honest with you. I've gotten in the habit of not even using just regular, like my kettle, standard kettle grate. I always throw my grill grates in there, either upside down or with the rails up, because I just love how even temp they get, and they really do cook a burger.
Yeah, it's a great product.
Sure is. Let's see. My son liked the Durr Burger from the Cooking Cop and Babe, so they liked your video. His son did. So there you go.
So
It wasn't a complete waste.
And I know Justin's son liked it. My son liked it. So 3 people liked it. It was a good. I'll call that a success. If I
Well-
work with a couple kids, I'm happy.
There you go. Well, and it's probably kids are going to think it's more cool than adults, because they don't even really. Most adults, they might know the name of Fortnite, obviously, because it's been around so much, but they don't really know what a Durr Burger is. So.
Yeah.
All right, so we got one from Russ from Smoky Ribs Barbecue.
Ooh.
Does Greg have plans to go to the Barbecue Expo in Nashville next year? I'm still deciding.
I want to go. So if things kind of mellow out a little bit, I'll be in Nashville, because I love Nashville anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So Rusty, we'll keep in touch, man, and hopefully you can hang around a little longer than this last one in New Orleans.
That is actually something, because it's kind of, it's not close to me, but it's close to me. That's something that I've actually thought about heading down there myself and taking my wife with, because she's never been to Nashville. So I thought that'd be a fun place to go check out,
So we can all hang out one night.
Right, and we can give each other elbows if there's still COVID talk, If not, we can actually give each other high five, So I got from the Cleanest Shaver. What is your suggestion for a good tabletop grill?
Oh, the little Smoky, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Weber. I use that a lot out in the desert and also at the beach, and it fits on my table. I don't have a whole lot of small little tabletop grills. I have that little pellet cooker that I used not too long ago, but you need power in order to run one of those things.
Right. Yeah. Russ says COVID will be over in November.
Yeah, it'll be over November 4th.
Yeah, right. Um, let me see. I saw one more in here. This is from the cooking cop and babe. Has Greg ever ran into Sam the cooking guy?
I snorted just now.
Yeah. Well, it happens,
Yeah, I have.
We have, yeah.
I have. I've ran into him.
There you go. We'll leave it right there.
Yeah, he's done some work for my wife's business, and
Okay.
he's a San Diegan. He used to have a little local channel out here, but we've crossed paths.
There you go.
There's, I was gonna say there's YouTubers, and a YouTuber to me is somebody who gets out there and they're shooting their own videos. They're part of the community. They're interacting, and then there's personalities who have production crew and editors and guys on the payroll to dial in the SEO, and that's what Sam is.
Yeah, and you just nailed it right there. There's certain guys that are like chefs and they have a cooking background and they cook, and then they decide to do a YouTube channel. Then you have your people that are like maybe backyard barbecuers or comp people, and then they decide to do a YouTube channel, but they don't have the income to be able to have somebody help them film and do all the editing and do all that. So you're right. There's YouTubers. YouTubers are going to be guys that are doing from start to finish. Then there's celebrities in personalities that are on YouTube. So that's 100% truth.
He's got a successful channel. Props to him for that.
Mm-hmm.
He makes the best of everything because it's in his titles. But but I don't consider him a YouTuber. He's a celebrity personality using YouTube. That's what
he's on YouTube. Exactly. Because we all know when we first press record, and then we have this video, and then it's raw film, and then now you have to put it together, and how do I do that? And then what do I title it, and how do I even upload to? I remember when I first started. Now I have a channel back in 2008, but it was different. And I'm like, how do I even upload this crap? And you're like, so there's all that stuff. When you have somebody that's doing it for you, it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier for sure.
Imagine. And there's a lot of channels out there nowadays that. It's changed so much that from when I started doing it, it's almost unrecognizable.
Right.
He's Rusty, Smoky Ribs. He's one of the OGs, and Dan with Smoky Goodness, and we were out there just trying to figure things out. And I'm still trying to figure things out. I don't have it dialed in yet. Obviously, I've been doing this 11 years. I should have 11 million subscribers based on current trends, but I'm still having fun, and it's been a blessing. I've met so many great people through my channel. Made some wonderful, what I think are going to be lifelong friendships.
Right.
So I'm not complaining. I'm very, very satisfied with where my channel is.
Well, I see you 500,000 real soon, to be honest with you. Real soon. Yeah, I see your channel always because I don't know, I can't even tell you what you were when I watched you 4 years ago, but you were pushing 100,000 then, and maybe over. I just don't know. I never really paid too much attention to that, but you were a big channel, and everybody knew you. And in my opinion, you're the top, one of the top dogs, dude. So it ain't long, and you're gonna be up into that 500,000, and then it's going to be 1 million, so you're there. Very, very talented. You've got that. I said it earlier before I brought you in. You've got that instructor type of personality, and you teach people how to cook. You literally teach people how to cook. My comparison to you, I teach you, but I'm gonna make you laugh, or at least I hope I make you laugh, but you have a very good way of explaining things, Greg, so you're only gonna be huge, so and you're already huge. I'm like, Jesus, 300,000, what would that be like? We've got another question from Charlie here. He's known for giving advice to other YouTubers. What is some of the best advice and tips?
Definitely try not to get frustrated. Again, one of the biggest things I've learned is, and I still make this mistake, Justin and I both make this mistake. We talk a lot. You said it before, go with your gut. If you come up with some crazy idea, think about your viewer. You know, you're making videos for your viewers, not for yourself.
Right.
And you know, if you're going to make a video like that, just be willing to accept the fact that it's probably not going to do very well. Channel or the titling and the thumbnail are huge.
Right.
So put a lot of thought into your title, you know, SEO value. And if you come up with a title, hopefully before you start shooting the video, make sure you try to say those words in the opening sentence of your video, and put those same words down in the top sentence, you know, of your description.
Okay.
Because the algorithm it's all AI, all artificial intelligence, and it's pretty darn intelligent.
Yeah.
Some may argue with that.
Yeah.
But it's reading what we're writing, and it's listening to what we're saying, and it's trying to figure out where that video should be placed in the pecking order. So this stuff is huge. And if you're just starting out, you can be forgiven for poor video quality, but no one will give you a break if your audio sucks.
So true.
If you're shooting on a cell phone, at least have a microphone plugged into that phone that you can use.
Right. Very good. And you're 1,000%, because people will even deal with you shooting it like a Instagram where you're the wrong direction. You're not landscape, you know, as long as they can hear you and they can see it, they'll tolerate that. You know, it's like, it's not the greatest. But when you can't hear the person, or, you know, or, you know, they're 50 feet away from their camera and they're trying to use the onboard mic, you know, it's just not going to work. So, but that's a perfect.
One more piece of advice I can.
Yeah, of course.
Listen to or pay attention to the comments. If you know the critical comments, you know, they're actually the most helpful for you. You know, someone stroking your ego, telling you how bitchin' you are. Yeah, that's nice. I mean, it makes you feel good, but you have to have the ability to read the negative comments. And I'm not talking about a troll comment.
Right.
You know, a troll comment is when someone's insulting your wife and, you know, telling you have a big nose or something. That's a troll.
Yeah, right.
I always say this to people, you know, I'm talking to. One of the comments I got from one of my earlier videos, and it resonated, was it was someone you're from back in the South somewhere. And this lady, it was a lady, she writes, "Y'all need to buy yourself a personality." And she goes, "I like your videos, but you're boring." And at first, you know, you want to just delete it, but then I started, man, she's right. And that was probably one of the most helpful comments I ever received.
Sure.
So parrots are flying over. So I started, bird, squirrel.
Squirrel, yeah.
But, you know, and I tried, because I was so focused on the cook, you know, on my videos, that I wasn't thinking that, you know what, I'm talking to people, to human beings out there. So I've tried to loosen up in my videos since that comment. That was a pivotal comment. And I don't know who that lady is now, but I would thank her. I'd buy her a beer if I ever met that lady in person.
And it's so funny that you say that, because those are the type of, as long as they're not being cruel to you, and they say something like, you know, hey, I like your video, but could you please stop saying okay or saying later or whatever you're gonna, you know, just try to pay attention, because like you know how it is, you get so caught up into certain ways of saying things that, you know, sometimes people might not even like how you talk. But you can only do. But if you can adjust and add some and take that criticism in a helpful way. It's helpful criticism. I think everybody deserves it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that part. But like you say, big nose, or I've told people this before, that I got told that I got ripped off on my lousy boob job. I'm like, well, thank you. Thank you. So whatever.
I guess I have a kind of a unique voice. And so I get comments, I hate your voice. What am I supposed to do about that? Put a modulator on.
Right.
There's nothing I can do about the way I sound. I was born this way, so shut up.
Yeah.
Block.
Yeah. I can't hear anything in your voice that sounds like irritating, so I don't know. Somebody's just being a moron on that one, but whatever.
Yeah.
Jake Nuzz is asking again, how long does it take for you to make a video from start to finish, including editing time?
All day. It's morning till night. Till I go to bed. And that doesn't count the shopping for the ingredients. If it's depending on the video, it may even go into the next day, on the edit.
Sure. Because I can't go from start to finish. I have to break it up, and it's a couple days for me, easily now, 3 days,
A barbecue, like a long smoke. I'll do all the cooking, obviously the day of the cook, and then when it's done, I'll start dropping the footage into my computer, and then I wake up early and start editing right when I get up.
Sure.
It's hours and hours of work. Anybody that does videos knows this. It's a
tremendous task, But when but the great thing is that it's, in the barbecue world, it's evergreen and it's there forever,
Yeah.
So it shouldn't really run too far out of date, except for maybe image quality in 20 years, 10 years or something, so we do have a comment. This isn't really a question, but Daddy Dutch Kent from Daddy Dutch Barbecue is asking, is this Ron Burgundy?
Yeah, you know what San Diego means, right, Ron? Right, Daddy Dutch? No, this is not Ron Burgundy. He didn't have a little soul patch, man.
Yeah,
Frank
right.
Zappa.
Yeah, there you go. You got the Frank Zappa. That's perfect. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But no, we got a couple more, and then I'm gonna let you run. I've kept you way longer than I told you I was going to, but I appreciate you hanging out with us for this long, Greg. Speaking of which, what's one thing he didn't realize he says or does until he starts editing? And that's a great question, because that is my thing. I'm like, I always say, okay. Before every sentence when I'm starting up, I always say that.
I say, okay, guys. And I catch myself sometimes, and I'll either not say anything or I'll say all right, but I say okay a lot. It's because, again, I'm focusing on on the task at hand, which is, you're trying not to ruin food, but also have a video that's fairly cohesive with like the food and the frame and everything. So it's multitasking to the nth degree, remembering to turn on your audio and everything. But I say, okay, every time I'm transitioning,
right.
Okay, guys, so okay.
Yeah, and you can usually cut that part off, and then it's like, now we're going to, you can take the okay stuff. Justin does say, Justin says, tell him he should totally get a voice modulator and make himself sound like Optimus Prime, and he would subscribe. So
actually, no, if he would subscribe to me, what I'll do is, what was that guy on Batman he had that Batman.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
That's what I'm talking about.
I know exactly who you're talking about, but I'm such a clown when it comes to remembering those names. I know somebody they'll throw it in the chat real quick. So
I'll get a voice modulator. Have some crazy like porno voice. Like Barry White. Or
there you go, Bane.
Yeah, Bane.
It's Bane.
Bane.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, when people can nitpick at you about your voice, well, then come on, there's something seriously. They have too much time on their hands, or they're a basement dweller. You know, if you want to say, oh, I think you put too much salt on there. Hey, okay, you know, there's nothing wrong with that part of it. Or I don't really like sweetie stuff. You know, it's too much sugary, you know, stuff. Hey, okay, you know, there's nothing wrong with that part of it. But when they start like criticizing you for it's like, oh god,
Things I have zero control over.
yes. And it's, you know, it's like, get off it. Get off it. So, well, hey, I want to thank you, Greg, for coming in and hanging out with me for an hour and 15 minutes. I really appreciate it, and great job. And if you want, jump in the chat for a little bit. I'm going to run a little bit over and just talk a little bit. And you got some people in here that they'd probably like to talk to you if you can. If you're busy, no problem. But yeah, just jump into the live stream and hey, I'd like to see you in there and say hello to some of your fans that are in there. I know Justin's like, he's kind of chomping at the bit. I think he wants to talk to you. So,
Yeah.
So
Thanks, Richard. It was a blast.
yeah, great questions and great answers, buddy. You know, and I'm excited to see your new channel. I can't wait till I see it. You know, I make burgers, but I don't go to that creative extent that you do with burgers. And I have to try a couple of them. The one that always sticks out on my head all the time is that black bun one that you did. So it's like one of these days I gotta do that burger. And
That was
like,
a lot of work. I even made the cheese for that dang burger.
wow, dude. Well, that was pretty crazy looking, but it still was appetizing looking. You know what I mean? It was like such a weird thing. It just didn't match our typical burger look. So, but good job.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You bet, buddy. All right. Well, like I say, jump in the chat if you want to, and if not, thank you for coming on, and we'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Thanks. See you later.
You bet. All right. Well, there we go. Awesome, everybody. You know, unfortunately, we were having a little bit, he was kind of a little jittery a little bit there, but I think the audio was still good because everything that I was getting along as far as the audio was going, it was fine. So I'm sure you all got to at least be able to hear it. And maybe I did see that Justin said that he backed it off a little bit, a few minutes, and it was running fine. So, you know, sometimes when you're dealing with the gremlins of the world, that's what happens. So, all right, well, you know what time it is. It's Pea Break Polka, you know, so that was a long conversation for me. Thank God I was able to hold it. So be right back.
Hey, geht's euch gut? Super. Hey. Zicke-zacke, zicke-zacke.
All right. Well, we got Cooking with CJ. Thanks for joining me in the fun. Thank you, brother. And we got Jimmy EQ. Thanks, buddy. I did see Laura Cypress Blue. Thank you, young lady, for jumping in. And Grumpus on Fire. How you doing, buddy? And we have Mark Summers. I might have said hi to you earlier, Mark, but thank you for joining us. Great interview with Greg. I mean, he is an OG, and we've got a couple of them in the chat right now from time to time. We've got Russ is in here. Just glad to see him join in. These guys are pretty tight. They're good friends, and it's always awesome to see those guys support each other. So, if you have your own little clan of like little buddies from the barbecue thing, do the same for them too, because it always helps. Hey, Mike from Bowers Barbecue, how you doing, buddy? Oh, we have Greg from Ballistic Barbecue in the chat. Thank you, buddy. And Mike Big Cat 305. How you doing, bud? Thank you for joining me. Well, we're going to turn on some, a little bit of a loop here. And, well, thanks, Jake. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, Greg just crushed it, man. And it's like most time everybody that comes in the show, they do crush it. But I'm appreciative to every single person that I've ever interviewed and tried to do it. I'm not a professional, guys. I do this for fun, so it's really cool. But awesome to have Greg in and part of the show. Now, I want, Charlie's been getting on to me that I have to every week try to share some pictures. So I did get a new cooker. I got a new uni. This thing ran 900 degrees, 915 degrees. I got this little pizza cooker up to on Friday. Now, I didn't cook any pizzas in it because it got rained out. It stunk. I was pissed, but we still had fun. And then last night, my wife and I, Jesus, dang off. That's the thing with these big lights that I have in front of me. The darn light moths attack me. You bet, buddy. All right, see you later, Greg. Have a good one. Thank you. Oops, let me try to get this on here. Thank you, sir. Have a great dinner. I really appreciate you hanging out. And we'll talk to you soon. I'll send you a message. Now, this is my prime rib, and this darn lighting in this dining hall, or, whatever, the dining room, it just sucks, but that thing was nearly almost perfect. And, of course, we had to have a couple old fashions, Wisconsin thing. God, they were good. Then I came home and edited for a while. So that was there's my 3 little pictures. I try to get a couple pictures now. That's the new big thing, and I appreciate Charlie for riding my hinder about that. You guys all know that Charlie helps me a lot with the show. And that's one thing. He said, come on, man. People like your pictures. So, but anyways, what did everybody cook this weekend? Anybody have anything fun that they actually got to do or anything? I didn't cook anything this weekend. I didn't. Friday, I filmed the unboxing and putting that uni together, which is nothing. I knew there wasn't going to be much there, but it was still fun to fire it up. But wow, that thing! I ain't kidding you. It was like you open the door on there. I think you're going to do a pizza in about a minute in that thing if you want to. So tomorrow though, we're going to do. My friend's father, I call him a pizza snob, and he's okay with me calling him a pizza snob. His name is Jimmy, and he has his own book that he wrote about pizza, the perfect pizza, the world's greatest pizza. And it's not that he's saying that he makes the world's greatest pizza. He wrote a nice book about how people can make their own world's greatest pizza, because the ones that you make should be the greatest. And so I'm pretty excited to have him come over. And we're going to test run it at different, temperatures, because you can actually run that thing at different temperatures. So it'll be fun. Yeah, the taco pizza, I'm a little late for that one. I saw that, and I'm like, I can't do it. No. Oh, Grumpus, you were working honeydews all weekend? No cooking. And CJ did the taco pizza. Looks pretty red to me. Yeah, I know, Jake. That was a medium rare. Jake's a medium, but I brought him back. I brought him from the dark side. I got him to go from the medium well to medium. So he's come a long ways in a year and a half. Cooked a bunch of, made a brisket, pork butt and ribs and fingertips. Yeah, there you go, Brad. Muffed up the batter on po' boys. Oh, that's no good. Shrimp po' boy, nice Rob. Ironically, I cooked 2 breakfast pizzas this morning. Well, cool, Mike. Awesome. Very, very cool. Yeah, it was just kind of weird that I actually didn't even cook anything, because usually I cook on the weekend, and then that way my kids have all kinds of food throughout the week and stuff. And even if I don't do a video on it, I might throw some chicken halves or something like that, or chicken quarters in the smoker, and sitting there for them for snacks, or throw a rack of ribs on something. But I did see, I'm not sure, but Mike Bowers, he made a smoked picanha. Awesome. And thank you, Sassy. Yeah, it is a really cool little cooker. Really cool. And, I just want to, I don't know if he's still on or not, but next week we have Brian Horseman. So from Mad Horse Barbecue. Brian and I are pretty dang good buddies, so I'm pretty excited to have, it's still, you're, okay, so you're buffering. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on, because I am throwing out some decent signal here from my internet, so that's just weird. So I have nothing running except for my show, so unfortunately, Todd, I don't know what the heck's going on. Second week in a row that my cameraman couldn't make it over. Oh yeah, another hurricane brewing in the Gulf. I saw that for us. Jesus. Batten down the hatches is getting to be like a little too much. Oh, it's your phone connection? All right, good. Because Skype is all evil. And sometimes my guests will have a little bit of Skype issues, but typically it'll work through it, and we're all good. But yeah, Greg and I tried to do some different things, so I don't know. It's just weird, because he's got a pretty darn good upload speed. So, but if I didn't say this already, Izzy, you're 100% right. I am a medium rare myself. Now, I used to be rare. I used to eat mine rare, but I kind of went to the medium rare. I just think it's a little better. Purple meat is okay. I don't mind eating a purple steak, but it's a little something. All right, good. Well, that's good to hear. I look good. Thanks, Russ. Yeah, it's just weird. It's just certain things, buffering and all that crap. So I have something that I'm going to. What's your favorite program to use when you have guests on? Well, I don't really have a favorite program. I have only one program. I have to use Skype for my eCam. I have a program called eCam, and unfortunately, the only way I can do my show is through Skype right now. They are working on a website link deal, website browser call-in, and that'll happen eventually. So once that gets transferred over, then I won't have to have Skype anymore, and it's just going to be, I'll be just using plain eCam. The whole internet browser things can be issues too, but yeah, this is the one I use. So, and thanks, Russ. Yeah, I mean, partially of the reason why my show maybe looks a little bit better a lot of times is because I have fine tuning that I've done, and I've spent a lot of money, unfortunately, on certain things like programs and stuff like that run behind the scenes. But then also I have a really good camera that's looking at my jug. So, and I run in 60 frames, 1080p for my show. So there's a lot of cool things like that. But one thing I gotta say, I'm gonna say this. Oh, wait, before. Yes, you did. I seen your pictures of your turkey. You did a good job, Jake. Very good job. And you got a nice crispy skin on there, too. I saw that. But one thing I am going to say is I'm telling you right now, if you're going to join any of these Facebook groups and all that, make sure that you join groups that are people that are actually there to help you. Okay, if you're a YouTuber, well, you got to make sure that they actually like YouTubers. If you are if you own a pit boss, go join a pit boss group. Don't just join like some heroes group or something like that, because a lot of times when you get into those hero groups, there's not a hero in there. There's no heroes in there. So be careful of some of that type of groups that you get into, because you're going to end up dealing with hatred and weird stuff as a, backyard barbecuer or something like that. Because I really get pissed off when I see people asking a question like, hey, I got this new cooker, and they tear them apart. And they're like, well, take that piece of crap and go buy something else, you moron. That's the thing that I don't like about Facebook at all. And I think those douchebags should be 100% banned. Because if they're not going to be fair to everybody and try to help people, you don't belong on social media. You should be on social media to actually help people, not trying to drive them into the sewer and make them feel bad that they're brand new into this new, wonderful thing called barbecue. Help the people out. If not, get the frick off the frickin' platform, you ass bag. Because I have zero tolerance for these douchebags now. My platform is I try to make it helpful and entertaining for people. And I want you to enjoy and have frickin' fun with barbecue. I don't want to see any of you, these guys in here. I'm not going to try to be like an ass bag to you guys, because I know you guys are like really good people. But help people. Don't tell somebody that they're a moron because they can't do something right, and because they just tried to do a brisket their first time. They don't know. They don't even freaking know how to cut it. Don't rip the person down. Give them advice and say, hey, it looks good, but you should maybe try this next time, because that's the only way that you're going to make somebody actually want to be a part of a freaking group. That's a pretty powerful group. Barbecue's damn powerful, okay? It's not just selective people anymore. They've opened up barbecue to the world. And when you have a Facebook called some majesty person that thinks that they know everything and they should do it their way, or if not, screw you and the horse you rode on, you goofy bitch. Because I'm not tolerating it, and I am going to, from now on, when I'm in these groups and I see stuff like that, I am going to call out that other person. I'm probably going to bring some hate towards me, but guess what? I can fight back. So just remember that, guys. From now on, help out the people that are in there and try to encourage them. Don't destroy people for not knowing something. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. It really bothered me because I've seen too much of it lately, and it's not fair. So, but if you're going to join a Facebook group, try to get in a Facebook group that you have similar to. If you're just like a big steak person, join a steak one. Or if you're into like Oklahoma Joe's Rider or Yoder, or any of that. If you have a cooker like that, try to join those groups, because that's a lot of times the best place that you can get. Because really, 75% of the people in there are very willing to help you, because they take pride into teaching people stuff too. So, but there you go. Boing. There's Ricer's bitch. So, all right, Golden Boy Productions. Yeah, and it's just, it's no sense. I mean, there's enough hate in this world, and there should be zero hate in barbecue. There should be zero hate in anything in cooking, because cooking is really dealt with making yourself a better person. Cooking, I can 100% tell you that cooking has made me a better person. I know it has, for a fact, because I actually care about what people are eating. I've been cooking for a long time. My dad taught us that, and I'm kind of I look at that as a lucky one that my parents actually took time, and my grandparents took time to teach me how to freaking cook. They always told me, and I tell everybody this too, you teach a kid how to cook, you're going to teach them responsibility, and you're going to teach them how to be an adult, because once they have to actually fend for themselves, life changes a little different, I mean, sure, I cook for my boys, but I still make them do breakfast. They better learn how to make breakfast and do lunch. So, but anyways, yeah, I someday, Russ, I want to be able to join that. You know, and that's what's really cool. Yeah, less hate, more love. Great barbecue. That's right, Scott Bartlow's Barbecue. How you doing, buddy? Thanks for jumping in, man. Due to rain in Florida, did my first Instapot barbecue chicken tonight. Ah, very cool, very cool. I have an Instapot, and the only thing I've ever cooked in there is rice. That's it. You know, and it's like one of these days, you know, but I cheat. Elvis, I actually cook in my garage. I just open the garage door and I just cook right in there. I don't care. I've always told my wife, I said, I don't care if our garage smells like barbecue. I said, I actually kind of enjoy it. I like to walk in there and go, still smell them beefers in here. Awesome. Oh, well, thanks, Mike. Appreciate that, buddy. You know, I mean, it's like, I just want all of you guys to kind of do the same thing with that I'm going to do with these barbecue different chats and stuff, and just tell people to back off. And I don't care. They can come at me twice as hard. I'm thick-skinned. Big time thick skin. I'm a football coach, and I've had a lot of victories and I had a lot of defeats. So you learn how to just deal with certain things, you know. And now I'm not gonna tolerate that crap anymore. And I hope all you don't either. So on a great note, though, tomorrow I'm gonna get that damn uni going, and we're gonna do some test runs on some pizza. So I'm probably not gonna film a video on it tomorrow, just because. That literally is like 915 degrees in that thing, and I'm probably going to end up screwing up a couple pizzas, so I'd be too pissed on making a video, and I don't like cutting it in. I don't want to cut it in and like, okay, now we're going to make this pepperoni pizza. Well, how in the hell do you make a pepperoni pizza, make it look exactly the same pepperoni pizza that you put in and pull it up? It's the same one. No, it's actually 4 down the road. I mean, that's way too much. So, but no, that's kind of where I'm looking at. That I'm gonna run some of the some of that stuff and have a good time. Oh, there you go. I agree, Golden Boy. Get into the 1050. I bought the Masterbuilt 560 and I like it, and I just put in my next video, it's coming up on Tuesday. I'm just finishing up editing it. I actually have the stainless mods that I got from Luke. It's out of Eau Claire, nice kid that's trying to make some money, and I put them in there. Jake helped me out, he's in the video also. We had fun doing it. It was really simple too, but I only have about 20 cooks on that cooker, so it wasn't like it was like the charcoal shoot was all deformed or crazy or bent out of shape or anything. So it's pretty good that way, you know. So 100% that I'm gonna cook a lot of pizza tomorrow. I wanted to do it today, but it just didn't work out with my friend. He wasn't able to come over today, so we'll see. Oh, I'll do that. I will 100% do that, Russ. Thank you, sir. 100%. I'll catch up with you on the messenger after I get off the show. We've got what's got here. YouTube question: do YouTube lives help you with watch time? I know it's mainly for making more meaningful connection. It doesn't matter for me at all, buddy. I'm already monetized, and I'm a small channel, but I still get it. Even at this time of year, I'm still getting over 60,000 views a month. I get a little bit of watch time on that, but I'll be honest with you, I actually just take and delete this video after a week of it being up. It goes in. I started a new channel called BBQ Tavern Talk, where I'm pushing all these interviews over into that. Kind of like with Greg starting the hamburger thing. I'm taking my podcast and pulling them off from here because I don't want people to get too confused with all that. So that's what I'm doing. Yes, my friend Johnny made his pizza dough. Let's say it's his pizza dough, and in his book he gives the recipe and all that. But yeah, he made them a couple days ago, or 3 days ago, or 2 days ago, whatever it is, it's going to be. It was ready today, but it must be 4 days or something like that it takes to make that dough where it's perfect or whatever. I'm not a pizza. I've always been a Chef Boyardee. Let's make the crust and make that type of homemade pizza. So but we love homemade pizza. And we love wood oven pizza has always been kind of my favorite. So I'm pretty excited just to use his ingredients. He's a pretty good pizza guy. And everybody has their kind of favorite pizza. But as a kid, when I was growing up, my friend Troy, that's Jimmy's son, we rode dirt bikes all the time. Around our town, we had a whole, because we knew everybody that owned the land, and we all owned some between all my cousins and everybody around here. We actually had a circle around our town that we could ride on. But as land started to exchange hands in the 80s, well, we started getting kicked off of property, so we couldn't do it anymore. But yeah, I will have my homemade dough. What's my favorite topping on a pizza? I am so boring. Cheese, sausage, mushroom, and pepperoni. But I do like Canadian bacon. I do like a little Canadian bacon on there. I do also like I like a bit of onion on there, but not too much. And I mean, I can eat one of the supreme pizzas or whatever the hell they call them, but I don't the green pepper stuff. I'm not a big green pepper. Red pepper I like. The green pepper, I don't like it that much. I don't know why. Yeah, it's up. BBQ Tavern Talk is an existing channel right now, so it's out there. I know that Charlie is a subscriber. There's not very many, but no, I can't have pineapple on pizza. That's a fruit. I'm not a fruit thing. When it comes to pizza, Jimmy. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people like it. I've had a shrimp pizza that was really good one time, and I was crazy surprised. I was like, wow, this is good. We tried doing it one time, and it was dog poop. Threw it away pretty much. We picked all the good stuff off from it, but our shrimp must have been too wet or something. I don't know what the hell it was, but they weren't very good. But yeah, green pepper on a pizza is just not mine either. On pizza, I mean, in a salad, I like fresh green pepper, but I don't like that cooked on there. It's something gross. Hey, Lou, how you doing, man? No, it's all right. It's all right. Oh, poor Tessie's. I can tell you right now that I know Ben is from Wisconsin. Heck yeah, that's my favorite frozen pizza by far. Hey, Cleanest Shaver, thanks for coming back, buddy. Charlie likes pineapple on pizza? Probably. But Charlie's, he's traveled the world, so he's probably had some pretty experiences with pineapple. I'm not sure. There you go. There you go. Popular is sausage, pepperoni, and onion. Hey, good night, Mike. Thanks for joining me, buddy. I appreciate that. Hey, there he is. Ken, were you in the back there watching? Trash Home? Oh, that's Trash Metal. Oh, I thought you were Ken. Sorry, buddy. I thought it was Heavy Metal Barbecue. I'm sorry, buddy. Trash Metal Home Brew and Barbecue. On a tabletop grill, I think Greg did say that, like a little Smoky Joe he was talking about it's a cool little it's a great little kettle. I like that for the grill. There's a couple other ones out there, but the one that I'm kind of been talking with a little bit is the Smoke and Go. It's a $195 little portable thing, but I gotta find out more about it. But it seems like a cool little cooker, to be honest with you, or just a grill. It retracts, pull up the sides on it, so it seems like. Oh yeah, we will, Ben. Most certainly, buddy. Northwoods. Well, we can certainly talk, my friend. You can send my I'm not a big collaborator guy, to be honest with you, because of my regular day job schedule and my life. I've tried to do those hashtag collaborations and all that, and I always fail at them. I don't ever get them done in time for everybody, and it's like I kind of quit doing the okay, we're gonna do it this. If you can give me a month and a half, there might be a chance to do it. But but certainly you can feel free to contact me from deadbrokebarbecue@gmail.com. Oh, there's a great question. I'm going charcoal, but I better have plenty of charcoal, buddy. I would still pick a charcoal grill smoker. As long as I can grill and smoke on it, I'm picking a charcoal over a pellet. Convenience-wise, I absolutely love my pellet grills. I really, really like them a lot. I just think charcoal's better, especially when I can get lump charcoal. Still my favorite, but I can't always use it all the time. Sometimes you're using some briquettes because just the same size of the briquettes and all that makes it like easier to control temperatures a lot of times, like especially in a kettle. I mean, it really does. Lump, you got like big chunks, and if you can break it all down and have it kind of the same size, well, that makes it good. That makes it for sure certainly good. But you know how you buy some cowboy lump and you got chunks this big and you got a billion of them this small, and it's really hard. But like Russ says, charcoal with wood chunks. I mean, it's just the way to go. For flavor for me. But I love my pellet grills. I mean, gosh dang, I haven't used it yet, but in the Smoke Daddy, that 1190 that I got, they have that heavy D where you can put some 3x3 chunks in that little heat deflector, and that's supposed to smolder away. So I'm pretty excited to try that. Yeah, I just used in my video that I'm going to be posting on Tuesday, Russ, I used the premium and the super premium, and that was really big chunks, but man, that ran good. Wow, I was pretty impressed with the cooking with that. I do have some Jealous Devil that I want to try. Bag's been sitting in my garage for like a month and a half. Maui Zawi Pizza. It's Hawaiian's best. It's the best Hawaiian pizza. Well, Chris wakes up. All right, Chris, thanks for joining me, brother. Yeah, I mean, cowboy is easy to find, and it's not that bad. You might find some like railroad ties in there, and a couple nails and some screws once in a while. But when you do, the price is right. But you can find it at almost every box store. But yeah, I like the Fogo stuff that I got. I'm almost out, but and Fogo's not easy for me to find around by me. I think Russ is maybe sponsored or tied with them a little bit, so that might be where he gets a little bit more of that. But I do enjoy using the Fogo brand for sure. But this Jealous Devil, I think Bartlow can maybe answer this. I think he's maybe a Jealous Devil guy, but I think that's an Argentina wood, if I'm correct. I think. Don't want to say for sure, but yeah. Chris, what were you doing? Like protecting the United States today? Is that why you're late? For heaven's sakes. I mean, I hope you were protecting, or were you killing turkeys? Wow, that's cool. Well, that's awesome, Russ. That premium stuff, though, I do like it. But I see where you're talking about breaking it down, because when I was dumping into that master built, I'm like, okay, there's a bunch of big chunks here, and they're going to plop in there, and is it all the small stuff behind it going to flow over the top? Well, no, I got lucky. I shook it in there just right. In DC for the night. Well, be safe. Keep your head down, brother. Well, Golden Boy, I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of guys in here that make really good brisket videos too. So, you know, Russ and Charlie and let's see, Johnny has a couple. You know, Johnny's kind of the gadget guy. Grumpus on Fire has got a couple nice brisket videos also. But, you know, just keep on watching and you just kind of learn it and it programs into you. I always tell everybody that I actually don't even really cook by temperature anymore. Everything that I've done for really a long time now, it's more of a feel. When you get into that probe tenderness type of stuff, that's when you can actually like grab ribs, or you can grab a brisket and you can tell, and your probe is going through it. You just get to understand that stuff. So, you know, but you'll get it, man. Practice makes perfect. No, I haven't tried it. Oh wait, yes, we did try it. We tried it on pork chops, Jason. It was pretty good. We tried. I didn't make a video on it yet, but I will. Yeah, I will. But you know, the I like the pig powder. Steve told me he's going to send me some of the beef stuff too. So, but I will throw that in a video eventually. It's just, gosh dang it, I've just got so many. I've got so many damn rubs sitting behind me. And I have a stupid amount now, and it's like I got to get through all of them. I've had Rome from the Texas chapter. Barbecue. I've had his rub for 3.5 months, and then finally get it on the video. So, hey, good night, cleanest shaver. Yeah, I mean, if anybody has a tabletop too, you could tell cleanest shaver about he's looking for a little tabletop grill. There's those Japanese ones that are pretty cool too, and I haven't seen Craig from Behind the Garage Barbecue lately, but he has a really freaking kick-ass that little rotisserie thing, you know. And again, I'm terrible with names, guys. Sorry, you know. Awesome, Jay. Awesome. All right, Jake, have a good night, buddy. Congratulations on being the big winner, buddy. Proud of you. You know, and oh, Tuesday, make sure you watch my video because, yeah, I put you in it again. Yeah, I should ask. Hey, Golden Boy, what cooker are you using right now to cook that stuff? It's from Paraguay. Paraguay. Yeah, no, so if Golden Boy, if you're still in there, tell me your cooker, because that always makes a little bit of different that really does make a little bit of a difference too, you know. Whose dog passed away? Chris's? Oh, you can make some videos as long as it's not too windy out, Russ. You might have to start cooking out of the kitchen a little bit, buddy. Start cranking out some video. Oh, Craig's dog. Oh, Jesus. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, you know, I mean, I had a dog, his name was Ricer. You know, imagine that. I haven't had a dog since, and it's been 10 years now, so it's hard to do it. Yeah, that's right, until the power goes out. Yeah. You gotta get a, I'll show you some one of these days. I'm gonna make a video on it. I got one of those Lion Energy. It's called Lion Energy And I got the solar panels and the battery pack thing and a couple lights and a fast recharger if you want to do it that. And yeah, that thing, Russ. I'm gonna make a pretty good video off of that thing. It'll look pretty cool. Oh, Traeger? Oh yeah. Run it at about 275 degrees, brother. Run it right at 275 degrees. Probably gonna want to rotate it in there, you know, end for end it a little bit, not upside down. You know, end for end it once at least, probably. Keep the point towards the hot end for the majority of it, but you can always turn it towards the brisket a little bit, or towards the flat a little bit. And once it hits 160 to 175, because I push my brisket past that 175, I usually try to get a little darker bark because I do like that really charcoalish outside look, you know, the meteorite look on my food most of the time for my barbecue, but it doesn't always happen. Like what you'll see in a couple weeks on some beef ribs, that was complete cook's fault, not the cooker, but it was only 2 bones, 2 plate ribs, two racks of plate ribs, but the yeah. I mean, I don't like to wrap when they're in a stall. I know a lot of people do. I actually kind of prefer to push it through the stall and then wrap it. That's how I've always kind of been. So. Certainly does. Oh yeah, I wrap my brisket. Yep, I always wrap a brisket. I mean, I've done a few where I just leave them on the cooker until they're done, and I'm gonna be honest with you, that bark's pretty stiff. It's kind of hard to actually chew through it, and the bark is like a fun part, you know, of the whole cook. So I at least want to wrap it in butcher paper. I have to do a butcher paper video. I've never even done a butcher paper video, and I've cooked them before with butcher paper, but I've never done one. And it's like, that's one thing that maybe I'm hanging up on lately, is that I just haven't done it. But yeah, I wrap my brisket, and a lot of times I pan them. I'll throw them in a foil pan. You know, that's actually probably one of the easier ways, to be honest with you. You don't have to add a lot of like beef broth or wine to it, but you can add just a little bit in there and just put the foil over the top of it, and it's a nice steam bath. But if you really, really, really want to do it, wrap it real tight with aluminum foil. But 160 to 175, whatever you want. If you do a honest 3-2-1 rib, it's mush, and all it is chop. I've never. I mean, even like trying it on the kettle when you can't get like really consistent cook temperatures sometimes, you know. 3-2-1 ribs. If I did it that way, I'm gonna have to pull the bones out. And they're just mush. It's no good. So every time I overdo a rib, and it happens, you know what I mean? We all do it. You know, not when I'm doing a video because I'm actually concentrating and you're paying attention to the video, but there's times where I'll throw stuff in the cooker and I'm doing other projects and I'm like, oh my God, I forgot to set a timer. And you run out there and you're like, oh, damn it. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you, I pull those bones right out of there and chop it up, and it's really good sandwich meat though. Really good, like thrown on a bun, but not the way I like them. I don't like them that way at all. James O'Rear. Well, I'd love to come down there, buddy. You never know. One of these days. Love to come down there and have some delicious barbecue. Oh, yeah. 3-hour ribs on a pit barrel. Perfect. That's 100% right there. If you cook them a little bit over 300, then you're starting to worry about the man down. You're going to have to like burn off your arm hair. You're going to be down in that charcoal basket, you know. Yeah, that's it. You're 100% right, Jenny EQ. 200 degrees, and you can do the 3-2-1 ribs. 100%. But, you know, to each his own. I mean, because I get it, a lot of people like that will fall off the bone, but I don't think they really understand the difference yet. I don't think they understand like fall off the bone compared to like bite off the bone, because I mean, really, a bite off the bone, I don't want to say I'm good at it, but I'm okay, and I can usually target that pretty good. There's a feel to a rack of pork ribs when you just know they're done, and you know that, yeah, I'm gonna have a nice snap on this, and that bone's gonna be clean, and that's kind of what I always shoot for, because that's pretty dang close to fall off the bone. You can make it fall off with a little pressure, but when it still sticks there, I just think that looks cooler too, and it tastes better to me. It just tastes way better. I mean, I just like that. That's the perfect tenderness for me. I don't want mush, and I shouldn't say that like 321 ribs are really like mush, but when I've had like, oh damn it, you grab that rack and it breaks, those are gonna suck. I don't want them. I just strip them down and throw them away. Yeah, right. Better texture, Russ. Way better texture. Just better. Exactly, James. Just the bite, you know, you get that. It's just, it's heaven. It's heaven, you know. So, but yeah, I hear you. But no, we around here, I think, you know, people always talk about fall off the bone because they're used to crock-pot ribs and you know, oven-baked ribs for many years. And you made them barbecue by adding some Sweet Baby Ray's. I've had people that have never had, I mean, they oh, I went to, what the hell is that? Like Dickie's Barbecue, or I went to, what the hell's, Famous Dave's, or I went to Texas Roadhouse, and then they come over, have my ribs, and they're like, these are way different. What are you doing different? Well, I said, well, number one, I'm not reheating them, you know, so you're getting them, they're still like fresh. And I said, number two, I don't probably cook them quite to the tenderness that those guys do. So. But I'm not a pro. Just a guy that just enjoys doing it. So, and everybody should like barbecue the way they like it. You know, that's what makes barbecue kind of special. If you do like that, well, I'm gonna grab the bone and take my fork and eat the rest of it. Well, that's more power to you. Yeah, that's right. Moms used to make them a lot, you know. Oh yeah, god dang, yo. That right here is 100% a Wisconsin, like that was the way I think that most of the Norwegians and the Germans did for years here. And the Ukrainians. I always tease my wife that, you know, all you guys ever did was boil meat, you know, and she's like, man, that's not true, you know, but okay. But yeah, you're right, Russ. They boil them, they put them in a pot and boil up some ribs, and then they throw them in, they just throw them on a grill for like 2 seconds and char them up at like, you know, get their grill up to 500 and put a little scorched earth on them, you know. Yeah, there you go. How to boil ribs video. Yep, that's right. Later, brother. Have a good one, Mr. Bartlow's Barbecue. And if you guys haven't subscribed to him yet, get over and help him out. He's trying to push to 1,000. He wants to be a real YouTuber. Nothing wrong with that, brother. But yeah, it's always. Oh yeah, all the Irish. Well, they had to boil, I think, everything, Ray, back in the day, you know, everything was contaminated, you know, everything was boiled, you know. Yeah, if done in beer, yeah. Actually, my wife has braised some pork ribs a few times, like on just a skillet with beer. And that's not bad, you know. I mean, it's different. It's not like smoked like we like, but she'll do that, and then she actually strips off the meat, and we throw it in with noodles of all things. But there's no barbecue sauce or anything like that. And she'll braise them in there, and that beer is just kind of boiling underneath the rib, and it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool, but it's not the same. You know, it's like some, you know, different deal, but yeah, it's just different. Yeah, dang Irish. I'm Irish, but like the famous song, I'm Irish, but I'm not a leprechaun. You want to fight? Step up, let's get it on. Damn Irish. But so I'm unfortunately I've got like the sweet tooth from the Norwegian and the Scandinavian side of me, and then my dad was German and Irish. Well, what does that mean? Well, you like beer, you dum-dum. I haven't, James. I haven't even cooked on that thing yet, to be real honest with you. I did throw some lump in it when I got done cooking on a different cooker. I actually cooked some wings for my kid's birthday. Him and I did. And I took some of the lump that was left over and threw it in there there was really no like machining oil or anything impurities in there, but I threw some of that in there and did it. But I have not cooked on my slow and sear, and I'm really excited to do it. But I want a nice day because I am going to hook up my first cook on there. I'm going to be completely cheating. I'm using my BBQ Guru, and I'm going to use my Lion Energy, like this Lion battery pack thing, and run my whole production off from that and kind of just make a cool video of showcasing that for camping, and my lights will be hooked to it or whatever, but I want it to be sunny because I got these solar panels, so I want them to I've got this brand new thing. It's been sitting here, but it's every chance that I've had, it's rained out. Like my last 3 videos, I've had to deal with rain. Sick of it. So that'll be fun, because I really like my barbecue Ultra Q, barbecue Guru Ultra Q. I really love it. I've actually used it 4 times now on my Weber, and it just holds heat like crazy. I mean, it's almost like running a pellet grill, but better. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think it runs better now that I have the new controller and that new Smoke Daddy. I don't know if I've ever had a cooker that's done that good, but yeah, that little Weber kettle sitting there if I set it at 275, it's every time I checked it, it's 275. Okay, cool. So yeah, thanks, Johnny. Thank you, buddy. But no, I'm excited about that slow and sear. Russ, do you have one? If you're still in here, I think Russ has one. I know Greg has one. Obviously, Justin, that was in here earlier too, has one. And Cooking with Rye has one. And Rye told me that he just loves it. He goes, yeah, it's a really, really, really cool little cooker. So I'm excited to get on it, to be honest with you. But we'll see. It's coming. I just got to have some freaking sunshine. Oh, but not the grill. Okay, you don't have the kettle yet. I mean, it's got. I told Dave Parrish right out. I said, "This is perfect. It's got every single Tom Horseman and Phil Rogers mod that's ever been made right on it already. I don't have to do any of that crap, Oh, you have the SNS Kamado. You like that, Russ? Because I've looked at it. It seems pretty nice. I mean, it's a China Kamado, but it seems all right. I just was wondering about the hinge. That's the only thing for me watching. I was wondering about the hinge. That maybe it could be beefier. Not sure. Because I never touched one. Because those Kamados, I don't own one, but I've looked at all of them all the time, and damn, those lids are heavy. Yeah, hinge is weak. All right, well then I'm right then. Cool. I'm not as dumb as I look. Because I was checking, I thought, man, that hinge just doesn't, it's not as beefy, so. But, hopefully they upgrade that, but I know Phil told me that probably some of the best barbecue that he ever made came off from that before he passed away. He says, I'm not going to lie to you, that was probably, the Kamado Joe has a much better hinge, yep. Yeah. Yeah, in the Summit, it's a really nice cooker, but Jesus, is that thing out of my price range when I look at that thing. It's a cool cooker, but I think that somebody decided that, well, our regular kettle people, we want to make a Kamado type of thing, and it just seems kind of expensive, but still looks nice. I like all cookers. That's my problem. It's like even like cars. And I like all the brands. I don't really care. I think all that crap is too many times people put in like, I got a Chevy tattoo. The last thing I can do is drive a Ford. I think that's come on, people, get over it. Yeah, there's a little, but they are great though, James, and that's kind of one thing they kind of can get away with a little bit of that. I know the smoke fire thing blew up in their face, but I still don't look at that as like a bad thing that all happened with the smoke fire. I mean, I think they'll eventually come out with the 2.0 and it'll be a good cooker, and very soon convinced me. Well, yeah, I love my Weber kettle, I will tell you. And I don't like Charlie, I know, and I'm sure Russ has a Weber Smoky Mountain. I would love to have a Weber Smoky Mountain. All right, I got double digits. All right. No. I don't have a Chevy tattoo. I'm just saying some people are like so like into brands and it's Cheerios or nothing. Piss off, Wheaties. And it's like, no, I mean, they're both good. What are you talking about, man? If you're dumping sugar on the shit anyway, so, what the hell are you tasting, So it's like, I just still think that, people that get too caught up into a brand, they're making the wrong decision. They should always kind of like certain things, and because everybody, I mean, yes, not everybody makes a good product when you look at some of the stuff that comes through, but everybody has the potential to make a good product. So don't, give them a chance, Oh, you don't have one of those either? Jesus, Russ, you need to have one of them, man. I thought you had one. I just look at you as like a guy with a 20 by 80 steel shed somewhere that you got all your cookers lined up, brother. Yeah, you did, James. Yeah, he'll be on the replay if you want to watch him. Great show. We ran for about an hour and 15 minutes. I pulled him over a little longer, but he was having we were having lag on my side. Not lag, but he was frozen. We could hear him fine, but still a good interview, so. Oh, okay. All right. Yep, the bullet. Was that a Brinkman? The Brinkman bullet? It's funny how, like, back in the late 70s and 80s, there's, like, you'd go to a hardware store, Hanks or Ace or whatever, and, man, they had nothing. They had nothing but, like, a Weber kettle and a frickin', like, Brinkman. Yeah, Brinkman. It was that, if you wanted to get a cooker up in our area, you were either gutting out a frickin' old, like, 60s refrigerator and building a firebox and then putting a pipe to it, or if not, then you were, like, you had some crazy ass grill and you're trying to, like, figure out how you can get a bigger lid. Okay, the Cajun cooker. Oh yeah, I still have the Masterbuilt 560. You gotta ask me that question. You still like it? I think it's an incredible grill. I will tell you that. Smoking on it, they got some work to do with it. I can tell you, Russ will probably tell you the same damn thing in here. I've had some really big issues with mine, but I've had some really good cooks with it too. I just really have to focus in that I'm gonna look at my app on my signals to make sure what this thing is running at, because it's squirrely. It gets a little squirrely. And in the video that I'll be putting up, I have almost 150 degree spike on that thing. It's like 297, or I don't remember. I'd have to look at it. 100 something. Okay. Spike, and it was running, I set it at 275 and it was running at 300 and something for a long time there, because when you're doing a video, you don't just sit by the cooker the whole time. You set a timer and you like walk and like maybe go do something or get something prepared for the next thing, and you come back out there and it's like, what the hell? But I actually literally, my first low and slow cook on him, and I started videotaping a brisket. We ended up trashing that whole video because I got so pissed. In 1.5 hours on a 14.5 pound-ish, I want to say after trimmed brisket, it was at 160 degrees right around there in an hour and a half. And I'm like, what the hell just happened? And yeah, so I was just stupidly disappointed with that. And when I came to, and I finished it, and I tried to really add a lot more to the wrap, and I could barely cut through it. The bottom, the fat cap, that's a fat cap. I fat capped down it, and it was like freaking shoe leather. So I'm like, no, I can't do this. So I didn't want to throw them at the wolves. But I would tell you, it's some of the best steaks I've made lately has come off the Masterbuilt, and chicken breasts and pork chops. I really like it, but it's an up and down like thing. I think they got a good idea though, and I hope other companies, and I know Russ will tell you the exact same thing because him and I have talked about this several times. We hope that other companies kind of come along with it, but it's probably not going to be a $499 or $500 cooker. You're probably going to be looking at $800 to $1,000 for some pretty decent. But I made some really good ribs on it, and these beef ribs that I'm editing right now turned out pretty good. And I didn't get crazy because they were plate ribs, short ribs, and they're both rib racks, or the whole cryovac had just huge pocket, just one huge, and if you've done enough beef ribs, there's always this one part that kind of big fat comes through there. But if I would have trimmed that fat out, I'm all the way to the bone, to be honest with you. So but these on here turned out, the one that I'm editing right now, they turned out really good. But not like typically. A lot of times I'll trim them right down to nothing, so that way I get a really nice bark. Because I run my ribs up to about 180. I run up to 180 and then I wrap them. I really like beef ribs with a solid bark on it. But I had a lot of issues with that cooker, and yeah, I want to do a couple more cooks on it, but there you go, James. I know it's a long-winded ass story, but it's the truth, So, but it's a cool cooker. Great idea, but holy shit. Put a better controller in there, or at least not let this thing go rapidly wild, because it will sometimes. But maybe it's just mine. I think everybody, like I know Russ was having problems with his shutting down. Mine is just like, I get these every single cook. I get this huge stupid spike in the beginning, and then when I tried to fight against the spike in a video, well, then it was running 150 the whole damn time. So it's just weird, really weird. Yeah, you bet, no problem. I'm not going to tell you not to buy it. And I'm not going to tell you to buy it. I'm not getting rid of it, if that makes anything to you. I'm going to keep it, and it's way easier to start up and grill stuff on it than it is my Weber kettle. And that's 100% the truth, because I, snuff out the charcoal, and there's always charcoal in there, and I can just take my grill gun, and in this video I show you how I light mine, and I use a grill gun in there and blast furnace away it, and yeah, in 10 minutes I'm grilling, so it's pretty cool. But I'd love to talk to Masterbuilt someday. the Tom and Tom. Isn't it Tom and Tom or Mike and Mike? I don't remember. Sons there. Yes. Yes. Yes, Jason, and that's going to be in the video. You will see Tom Horseman actually made it for me. Incredibly nice of him to make that vent cover. And I got some other mods. I got the stainless steel inserts and some other stuff from a young guy. I said it earlier, Luke, from LSS Mods. If you want to look him up on the internet, he does sell some of that stuff, so it's pretty cool. They ride in 321 ribs. Oh yeah. Hey, you stay out of the riots, Chris. God dang it. God dang it. All right, buddy. Thanks. I really appreciate it, James. Yeah. You know, I mean, I just try to have fun and make a video and entertain you. That's really all I do. And I try to show you what I'm doing. So, right or wrong, you have a good night. And take care. Thanks for joining, though. Come back. Every Sunday I got a show, you know, so if you get a chance, come back in again, man. I really appreciate it. And we're trying to build a little community here. I mean, I've got, like, my old faithfuls, you know, my buddies, my you know, a lot of people in here that have become, you know, like good, close friends of mine and great viewers. I really feel that my live stream is bringing some good quality people and friendly, and we're not getting a big bunch of scraps in here, so I like that, you know. I'd rather everybody get along, you know. Well, thanks, Russ. I appreciate it, brother. You know, you're getting my racer personality and that stuff, you know. So that's that's just me, you know what I mean? If I wouldn't do it if it wasn't fun for me, you know. So, and I have fun, and just crap pops in my brain, you know. Well, yes, Jimmy, every Sunday. Jimmy, you're from Michigan. You just gotta wait a couple hours and it crosses over the pond and it's there. Oh yeah, Russ. Check out Chris's stuff. Watch his breakfast burrito on his or on his headers on his in his truck breakfast sandwich thing. That's when I fell in love with him. Okay, good. Yeah, Jay, I apologize for that. I got a little sidetracked, and I thought I sent that email out to Dan from Sucklebuster, and I did. So, my bad. I oopsied, but I do have it out. I do have it all. I've retired from making videos? No, you haven't. Your trailers are the best, buddy. They really are. Your trailers could be. I mean, for a guy that can like shoot an ant's leg off at 100 yards with a Glock, you can make really good videos still too, buddy. There's somebody selling barbecue at those riots in Seattle. There you go. Now that takes some frickin' balls. That takes some balls, man. I mean, I'd be start slapping people with my frickin' tongs. Oops. Did I just hit something here? Jesus. I just unplugged my camera. That ain't good. Can you guys still see? Well, here, I'll try to get it back up. That's hilarious. right, it came back up. That's funny. Well, sorry about that. Down goes Racer, yeah. And then I thought, well, I think I plugged it in, but it's going to take a little bit to start back up. I'm just going to take a leak. So I did a P-brake polka, and you guys got screwed by not listening to it, so sorry. What did Grumpus say? Grumpus always has funny stuff. Thought you blacked out, yeah. Yeah, well, just crap happens, I know. Okay, well, we'll pretend. I mean, yes, Mr. Bookla, if you're still watching, I washed my hands. There we go. We'll make this our last song.
Hey,
Yeah, I do too, It's so funny how this whole song came about. Oh, yeah. Something's wrong here. My camera turned the wrong way?
super.
Something's wrong. Oh, whatever. Anyways, now I have to pee, yeah. Yeah, so this song, I was listening to music, and my good friend John Solberg, really, really good friend of mine, has helped me in tremendous amount behind the scenes with my audio, not video. He's an audio guy, and he's helped me so much. And he knows how to make these little add-ons and stuff like that. So I said, well, we gotta have a polka. I mean, hell, I live in Wisconsin. All we do is drink beer and dance at polkas on Saturday nights, and weddings. So I found this polka song, and then we made it into the P-brake polka. So my imagination, it never ends. Yeah, something just doesn't seem right here. It's so close. Well, hello everybody. Must have zoomed in on me, but hey, it came back up, I guess, so we'll just let her roll. Carlos! There you go. That's exactly right, buddy. That's exactly right. When you have a really, really good piece of chicken. I mean, the chicken dance. Yep. This is kind of overtaking my earworm, but whatever. I need to put this one in a video, though. This one has actually never been in a video yet. So I've had a couple ideas how to put it in there, but it hasn't just quite worked because I really want to center the song, or center that scene around this song. So we'll get it. We'll get it in one. But it's never been in one of my regular videos. There you go. Sanford, Florida. There's one downtown Chicago too, Chris, if you're ever flying there. Can't think of the name of it. Really strong, Deutschland name. They got really good food in there and good beer, and my wife and I've eaten there several times, and we really like it. I was gonna say something that I forgot to say this to Greg, and I should have, because he's got that new 1500 degrees cooker now. The gas. I don't know if it's gas or if it's electric. But it's like they push them. Closes up or whatever he's got. Whatever. And yeah, I got in trouble one time when we were and we paid a lot of money for this steak joint, and it was right across from Trump Plaza, of all places. We're right across from there, and I can't remember the name of the steak joint, but I said to the waiter, I said, "You cook all your stuff with like electric frying pan element broiler?" And he's like, "Sir, yes, we can't have charcoal and wood in here type of thing of cooking. I mean, city and ordinances and all this stuff." And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." Well, we ate it. A $250 meal, by the way, and it was okay, but it still sucked. And I told my wife, I said, "Why didn't we just go to the frickin' German place and have Jaeger schnitzel instead? They've been half the price and tasted better, you know." But I get it in that area. They just, downtown Chicago. What do you expect? But it was okay. Well, it wasn't great, but so anyways, all right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for coming in and hanging out, and I really appreciate all the questions that we got for Greg and the great response when Greg was in here. I love it that you guys always try to help and support all the guests in here. It help root me on too, because you guys help root me on too to do a good job, and because like Russ will tell you, Chris will tell you, a lot of these guys that I've interviewed before, I just wing it. We're going to wing it. Let's talk a little bit about something like this. We kind of get a little idea, and everything comes from the cuff. So, but I thanks again, everybody, for joining me, and I really, really appreciate it. And I hope all you guys have a great week. And remember, our new thing, our badge of honor now is to stick up for the people that are new to barbecue, and they're in the Facebook groups, and they're getting like completely their asses reamed out, because they might not know what they're doing. They're really simply just asking a really nice question, and they want to learn and be better at barbecue. And I hope all you guys can push the dingbats away and try to help some of these other people, because that's got to just be like gut wrenching, So, but you guys all have a wonderful evening, and I'm sure you're all subscribed to Greg, but if you haven't, please do. And yeah, really, other than that, I think that's it. We'll see you next week. And we got, remember, wait, holy shit, I waited all the way to the end. Yay, Ricer. Let's do hashtag coffee. We're going to give away some more espresso rub. So again, hashtag coffee. And let's do that. All right. Let's do that for our giveaway this week. So you guys make sure you get in into the replay and put it in there. You bet. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate it, man. So, all right. I think that's it. And if you guys want to listen to the outro, John does a really good job in this one too. So, all right. Take care, everybody.
It's closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Thank you so much for joining Ricer on BBQ Tavern Talk. Before you go, make sure you hit that thumbs up or hit the thumbs down. Leave a comment. Subscribe. Hit the notification ringy bell. All of those YouTube things. Action figures sold separately. Batteries not included. If symptoms persist, seek medical attention. Only one per household. Call toll-free number before digging. Caution, filling is hot. Do not fold, spindle, or mutilate. Do not remove tag under penalty of law. Refrigerate after opening. In the unlikely event of a water landing, your seat cushion may be used as a flotation device.